Sunday or Saturday. Something like that. So I should have that.
We arrived!
Have that by next game. Oh. Bah!
Woo!
Yeah. Someone wanna do the spiel, or should I do it? I cannot see you. Thank you, Lou. Well, welcome to session 12, I believe, of The Fall within the Ring of Fire. Buy it, it's awesome. And I should. Okay, well, we'll just start. Fuck that. Well, before the eyes of the viewer, we see a town in flames. Smoke is rising from the building into the sky. The belongings are rescued from the buildings as flames roar. As you can hear, Roll20. But the light wind carries the embers from the thatch roof to another thatch roof. The east side of the town stands in complete flame, and the embers are, as I said, catching on. The one place free of fire, people are screaming for their families, friends, and lovers who lay in the streets more or less eaten. Teeth smiling on skinless faces. And we see Kuro walking towards the Orcish community, this place where the halo of fire set the sky ablaze. He is walking past the house of contemplating, seeing people slowly, drowsily moving out as embers are carrying over. The bone door being opened and a snake standing there inside looking as the last person that could sit walks out. He closes the door slowly, but the roof still keeps burning and it collapses, showing off that whaled bone skeleton that keep the whole building up. And smoke is just out of this place. And people are just following in this mob as you are like moving. People are making noise, bumping into each other, looking at the flames. You can see here. It's there. But yeah, you are walking in the midst of them up to this house. And yeah, Kuro, you're walking closer to the Orcs community. You can see two orcs are trying to keep others out of here. But yeah, you can see they are holding their, like, they're not using the pointy end as if they wouldn't know. They have spears in their hand, maybe pole arms, but they're just holding it out to like hold people. But sprites are smaller, are like running through their legs, and they're like, like they don't wanna hurt them, but they don't wanna keep them in. And we see, and you can smell the roasted smell of termites as these. This is too loud for me. The roasted smell as you see all these dead locusts lying around, burned by Eros' flame. And we go inside the community as you stand on the outside. People pressing to get in, people yelling at the orcs, but the orcs trying valiantly as they to get out. But we see Abitax standing over the lifeless form, not dead, but lifeless form of Eros. And you, Akrova, standing watching those two, and you see like a Nigali looking at you. Come on, help! And she's like running towards the building with all the sprites just spilling out. Eddu could sit, has been like using his lean frame to get past them. Inside this Orcish community filled with just scattered with locust corpses. And she's just looking at you as she runs by you. But you could all take it away as you are in this scene. More or less the same place.
So I've still
Are not they
got that.
like destroyed, like laying there destroyed?
Yep, you are. Yeah.
I'm just making sure. You said all y'all take it with. I think I'm just.
Yeah. You're just. Yeah.
So I've still got that mob of torch-bearing, satyrs and ogres and other beautiful people from the Temple of Sinda. And I approach the orcs with their spears held out in guard. Now, step aside here, and behold, we have brought the cleansing flame. We have brought it, and we will find the body of one who fell like a burning ember, one who crashed to the earth, defending this place, defending Flame Dance. We seek the body of the Flame Dancer. We will do honor and homage to him. He who gave his life for us. Gave his life to save us all, did he not? And I turn to the mob and I'm raising my torch.
They're like raising their torches. All the other people who are like trying to get that like moved away because you have torches, so people don't want to get close to you. Asper's like, oh well, maybe I'll not push that guy. But they're also like looking at you. You get in.
Yes, they have recognized me and my majesty, and I scamper in. I have no idea about the mob behind me. They can do what they want.
And you can see like Nikali. I do not know if Akrova, you're helping her as she's like running towards.
Oh yeah, Akrova will run over towards her and begin helping her.
And then you see Kuro getting passed in as she like takes one of the pole arms off one of the orcs standing. Using him incompetently, and she just points it towards the people. Get back! But most do not respect that. But yeah, you can take it away, Akrova.
How far is the fire spread exactly? Is it?
You can see that on Roll20.
Okay, so all that's on fire.
Yep.
Oh damn. For quite a moment, he'll kind of just stand there and observe this massive blaze going about, feeling the waves of heat wash over his own body as he does, seeing the vast destruction all around. And like I said before, he's going to be helping people out left and right, but eventually he too will find the heat a bit unbearable and begin to back away and seek safety elsewhere. But he will kind of stand there around Eros's body and looking up at Apatax, seeing what he will do. There's just a silent look of intrepidation and concern upon his brow.
My hand behind Eros's head, and I'm gently sort of lifting it after thoroughly examining the body, seeing if there are any broken bones, or to be able to sit him up would cause him more pain than it would. But I gently sort of lift him up, and I check his back as I bring him up to almost like a 45-degree angle. Just sort of looking over his body before setting him back down. And I look up at you, Arkova, as you're looking down. Then I turn to your right, Arkova, and I say in Sindarian, "Kuro, you have come here."
And I look surprised to see Apatax standing over the body, my best friend, my meal ticket, and to see him there, if it also fills me with trepidation and worry, because I know that Apatax was a well-documented grave robber, and a sticky finger sort. So yes, I approach with the torch in hand. Hey, have you found him? Have you found? Oh, and I look over at that wounded and broken and perchance dead form of Eros, So glorious was he just moments ago, whirling about in the air, causing a literal ring of fire and smiting the enemies as the locusts fell to earth like the ruined cinders that they are. But here, he has fallen like that singular star that we see every dawn. Oh, is he?
He fell from above.
Yes. Oh. Is there still life within the flame dancer? And I sort of wave the torch over him in some sort of, ritualistic gesture that just came to me on the spot. As if that will somehow, as if somehow he can breathe in that flame and become healed.
And I like brush my hand up away from your arm holding the torch. No,
Oh.
no, that is not needed. And I look down at him. You will live. Only if I am able to look after him. You call Eros another name. Why is this?
The flame dancer, yes. He has gained this appellation from his heroic actions at the attack in the marketplace, and also when he unveiled his wings. And what was it? It was in the houses of contemplation, yes. And I look at that ruined whalebone structure now. Its glory, as so much glory here, now long past and burnt away. Yes, when he unveiled his true nature, he was hailed with deific awe.
And look what his flaming wings brought to this place.
And I look at just like crispy, charred corpses, the legs sticking up out of all those burnt black bodies. Yes, I see it rightly. We had to make a sacrifice for this place. We had to pay dearly to keep this unique town. A unique place different from all the rest in Kavega Thale. A sacrifice was demanded, and we paid it. We paid our dues.
Perhaps too much of a payment. I stand up. Arkova,
Yes.
I will ask of you to aid me in finding my cart in Optalang. I believe it was left over there. If you could bring that over, I will need to move this one's body.
Will do.
If you would like to accompany me to the wall.
Yes. I suppose I should.
When you are all drifting apart from this place, you see a human man and other humans follow him. Brown skin, curly hair, walking towards the gate of this community. Because surely it's the only place to get inside from these Nagali-made walls. And he's looking, people are making all this. Let's make that noise again. Making this horrendous noises as they're trying to get in, fighting as if this place was safe from the flames roaring out there. As you can see outside the walls, that the fire have been carried to the forest and is also burning.
Huro, the torch you bear with you, I have seen others do the same. Do you know the flame? I'm speaking to you as we're making our way to the gate.
I know more of it now. I understand the cleansing power. I understand that this was necessary to save lives. We have traded our material things, the homes and the thatched roofs. They were offered up so that fewer lives would be taken. And I gingerly step over like the bloodied skeleton of someone on the ground. Again, like those teeth grinning at me, empty eye sockets.
I assume we're like in the interior of the orcish area, and there's no. I assume there's no like eaten
No.
bodies. Or,
No, there's no bodies. There's only locusts, but
Right,
like
yeah.
piles of locusts, like sewage fields of locust burned, and that smell of like roasting insects, as some of you would have barged in, of course, is filling the air.
Kuro, the people out in the gate, they speak quite loudly. I could see there perhaps a riot burst through the gates. We orcs here, we cannot give all to them. Some may go without. What we can do now is try to keep a handle on this mob. You understand, Kuro? I believe they will hear your word, perhaps better than mine. You have a way with the Fae here.
Yes, I understand them rightly, and I understand you rightly as well. If we lose everything here, then our sacrifices would be in vain. I will not allow that to come to pass.
Yes, let us work on putting out the fire and finding what survivors we can. Speak this to them. I gesture to the gate as we're nearing it.
Arkova, would you accompany me, for words chosen with skill are always so well complemented by arms as thick as tree trunks? Would you not say?
And for a moment, he's a bit distracted by the roaring flames once more as he was walking away to retrieve the Optilang, but he stops and turns on his heel, and his body kind of outlined by that orange ember around him, and he looks towards you. Very well then. Let us go and try to quell them, but I doubt they'll be satisfied with any answers. These flames are hungry, and they claim all their homes.
And I look at you and I nod, Arkova, as if like I was saying, like, yes, you could do this now. We'll find dirt. I will speak to my fellow kin. We'll find dirt and perhaps water for the flames.
Where do those things come from? Why do they descend? Is this normal for flame dance?
This is a question better for the Forest Watch. Or these are what comes from the forest. And this is what they have failed to keep out. I will leave you to your speech, Kuro, and your arms as thick as a tree trunk. I look at you, Kuro, when I say that. And I turn, I make my way back over to to Eros. And I gesture over like an orc that perhaps is not at the wall, but at that big old tree. I like try to gesture some help to move this body.
They go and help you. Most of them are young, you can see, and a lot of them are moving outside of the community to perhaps help.
No, stay inside the walls. Do not leave. I catch a couple of orcs doing that. Stay inside the walls.
Fire, the wind will carry it here if we do not put it out.
And I look.
And they are like pointing.
Get a Norgali to be with
told
you.
us that we will.
Get a Norgali to be with you. Make sure it is armed. Make sure it watches over you while you do this.
And they like get up with a Nigali. So they talk to another Nigali standing there without no armor, and it walks them someplace. The Nigali are seeming to be at the gate more the humans are moving out to help, perhaps. But you can, of course, if you're wanting to get help with arrows, you can get there will be younger orcs on Negali who will not be going out there. Who are like looking. Most of them like looking over arrows, like very very interested in this bloodied thing, but of course not.
Ask them to get a cart over, and then put arrows on the cart, and then move them to that tree. Or move them to like a sheltered place. Perhaps not. I'm not moving them inside that place, but perhaps to another orcish hut or other smaller building in this area.
You move them to one of the Negali's parents' home as you walk in there.
I thank you for letting me use your.
Yes. Magi, and looking up at you like with a little smile full of these like teeth, but and like looking at arrows for a while.
I will need water, a bowl, some cloth.
Yeah, and it begins like fiddling around. It's a very small hut. There are like 2 rooms, but you can hear Claybuds like moving and it providing.
Carefully. Like if there's a table, I do one of those things.
There was like it's on like a bed. It was put on like the only bed in the house. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put them on the bed, and I'm just asking for things to start working on them.
Yeah. It's on like a single like blanket. It's clearly getting fed in the blood.
Like I took the I take the blanket. Oh no, I just lay them on there.
It could be washed. But yeah, arrows will. Let's see that barber roll and see that conditioning roll. As
My conditioning roll?
yeah, with the barber, I would say.
I got a 21.
Oh, that's very good. I would have given you like a +1 for actually having worked on him before, but yeah, well, that's good. And you, Ander, how is your conditioning? You have a health gauge of 1. Just a little note. So fairly in the quick. As you're given water, you're like slowly regaining consciousness, unless you have a
15.
But let's go to.
15.
Oh, that's that's good. So you get 3 health gauge back, 1 for 15, 1 for 15, and 1 for 20. I should say that's.
Flutter shut, or flutter open and shut,
Rest now. I say, you hear my voice in Sindarian, or just like that gravelly voice.
My voice is like practically like feverish. Gotcha. Like just thinking things are all over me. Like, start ripping around as if my body was crawling with insectoid bites.
You are safe. You are safe. That is just some wrappings I had put on your shoulder and arm there. Let me remove them. There.
But let's go to the other 2 as they are walking out to this this crowd of people. Some are still, trying to get in as if that would help them, but others are moving on. But they're well, it should be like 100 people, maybe 200 out here. As Flame Dams is a big city or town. It's still a town, but yeah, you can take it away as people are. I'll put on some people yelling. We want to get in. Our hopes are built. Our hopes are flaming. The night is upon us. No, no. This is my home. You. Will you leave us out here? This was your doing. Must be.
And so I climb on that cart that Arkova was procuring, the Optoline cart, and I stand and I put my arms up and out. Hear me now. Hear me. I am Kuro. You have seen my plays and my workings, and hear my words now. The Orcish community, you may not enter, for your homes. You must turn back to them. You must douse the flames. Gather buckets of water from the many wells. Create lines of buckets. Yes, help your neighbor. Aid your neighbor, for now we are all neighbors. Understand this, each and every one. The Orcish community, they will be guarding over the food, this last undespoiled place in Flame Dance. Yes, they will give the food out, parse it out to those deserving, and you are all deserving. But in a rush of madness, in a rush of panic, the food may be trampled and destroyed, and then we all starve. No, here we must band together. Here we must understand that each and every one of us now are brothers and sisters. Now, douse the flames that have saved your lives and demanded your things in return. Know that you have your lives of yourselves and your children. They will walk amongst you. You will aid each other. Yes, each and every one. You there, pick up a bucket. And I point to a sprite. He's not even big enough to pick up a bucket. But you there, gather even the smallest flask. Yes, even the smallest flask. Even the smallest of us can do great things and aid each and every one. For we are Flame Dance. We stand alone in Kvegathale, unique. No other place is like us. Would you allow this place to disappear into the darkness? Would you allow this place to be stolen away by dark forces, sending the biting and flying insects to steal everything that we have worked so hard for? No, you would not allow this. You would not allow this place to fade from memory. Yes, here, Flame Dance, we stand amongst and live inside the dream. Now, do not let that dream die. This is a place where dreams are born. This is a place where the dream cannot be killed. And I point to the House of Contemplation. Yes, burnt and wounded though it is, that bone superstructure is still there, that whale bone. Still somewhere in there is Grivush, the Typhon. You know, the high priest still lives. Feel it in your hearts. Yes, Arkova. And I'm like slapping on his enormous bicep.
And during this whole time, you know, just as he began that speech, he slung the mandolin around and began to play a furious tune to help rouse the people. You know, and he's actually walking around nodding to them as he's doing so. Kind of like a rock star trying to get them all coaxed up.
Yes, put arms to work. Hearts, though they be heavy, they must be put into the rebuilding of this place. Douse the flames. Pick up your neighbor. Aid the children. And though your belly may rumble and be hungry tonight, tomorrow the field shall be glorious once again. For we have, and I reach down and I scoop up, you know, some of those nasty burn locusts. Like, we shall sow the fields with our smote down enemies. Nothing can destroy Flame Dance. And I crush some of those burnt locusts. Flame Dance, it stands eternal. It will always be a light in the darkness.
And people are, yeah, This will be the best I got. But the people are moving to get sand, to get water, milling about, and you can see like the human men is like, get sand, and they're like, clay, anything, and they're like looking up at you, Kuro. You can see one of them, Oland. He's like looking at Oakland. He's like looking at you like, and has like a single nod as people are moving around. He moves over to you as his sons are like moving about the city trying to get some, well, control over this situation as the flames are slowly being dampened. And he like steps up on the cart with you.
Yes.
We must not forget why this was here. And he looks over the crowd. We have murderers amongst them. The Dukutzit are here to destroy all Magi, every follower of the esoteric path. And he like looks at you, Akrova, and like puts his hand out. It's like, yeah, brown skin, curly hair. Is it 5'11" tall? Quite muscular, and he like sticks his hand out and like grabs it, like shakes your big hand in his.
Actually, when he does, he takes it as an invitation, and there's that moment where like they just lock arms, his massive arm up against his. And he gets up on the top of that wagon which is now becoming quite crowded now, and he just begins playing even more as he flexes a bit to the crowd.
And he's like looking at you. Kuro, can you tell them that these has to be found? It's the only reason that our divinities are stirring up like this. It's like looking at the cloud, the smoke, and the locusts. This is clearly a threat to us. They must recognize that all of them are willing to follow the 44. We can help them, but maybe we should not help the ones who are killing our own. I hope you understand this.
Yes, I know that even some compatriots of mine have been murdered, but by whom? To condemn every single Dukutzit, I do not believe this is wise. Not now. No, the people will be. We should not give them an scapegoat. Although then I look to a satyr and like, no. That right now the people must build together. We will turn upon our enemies later. Yes,
no.
Right now it is a time for shielding rather than wielding the sword. And you know, the others around me might find this unusual that I am not racist against the Dukutzit, but yeah, it's genuine.
And he like looks at you, tightening his features a bit, but they killed my. Can we afford to help them? Do you really want to feed the mouth?
Your daughter and my compatriot was murdered by an insane death cult. Not so much murdered by the Dukutzit themselves. Some of them are peaceful folk who, why, they wouldn't even raise a dinner fork to skewer their food. No, they are so weak and timid. No, you and I have both been wounded in such a way by this strange cult. We must learn more about them. We must learn how deep it goes to announce our intentions against them right now. Why, we do not know if we stand against an entire conspiracy. And I lean forward. No, now is not the time to reveal our hand. Are you familiar with cards? You must know the exact right time to reveal what you have. Sometimes you need to bluff. Sometimes you need to fold. Right now, we are bluffing because we don't know how many are out there. We don't know what the other hand is holding.
I would still go on my hunt when the pink is in the sky. If this is done by then. And he like nods to you, Akrova.
Yes, yes. A hunt is good. Open war, battle in the streets, a riot. This is not something we can afford. Not this town. Not now. But a hunt, yeah, that's fine.
And he jumps down and walks. And we see you all. You have been placed. We'll keep the jolly tunes of Akrova playing. As you all see you in in the Orcish community, you are in the roots of the tree as arrows have been moved down there by the request of the Negali family, which blanket he has bled all over. By their blessing, he has been carried down there by the father of the family, and he is now in this room. There are stone walls around all of you. 4 wooden beams are holding the city up, the roof up there. But you know there's a long way to the ceiling, a long way to the ground. There are ventilation made by bamboo with like holes up through them, as you can feel the cold raft getting through, making this pipe-like sound in the night. Eros, you are feeling still horrible, but you are of course awake, and you are there. There is for the worst, the one who are still alive but mostly hurt are here, down here, in this place. Master Lero is walking around with them, but mostly who have been carried down here are friends of the community, so mostly Negali, who have been, who not necessarily are followers, but are still Negali, are down here, and you, Eros, and Master Lero and other surgeon is walking around. An orc. But yeah, you can take it away. The flames have mostly been shut down close to the community. The community is not endangered. This is hours later. I think that's an important note.
Rubbing my hand through my luxurious flame orange hair. I was there. Just sort of saying like anyone that responds. I fought it. I fought it. The locusts, 1,000,000 strong, deep, black as night. They came creeping, their shadow looming. Flame dance over my flame dance, and then the sky upon feathery wings of orange flame. I saw everyone, all of them so small, but their lives sang to me like flame in the tongue of Morgul. Not to be extinguished, not to be blotted out, not to be devoured like blades of grass. And the fanatic frenzy of those flesh-eating locusts. I fought with everything I had, and I feel it now. Back of my head throbs. There are so many little cuts. And they itch, and they throb, and they burn my flesh. Oh, God. My body is... Whoever has helped me, I give you my sincere thanks. I hope.
And I move in like before Apotax can even say anything. Oh, you're most welcome. You're most welcome, Eros.
My dear Quiro, and I like reach my hand towards you. Like kind of wincing as I do. So much damage in my muscle.
I take it gently. Yes, I had inspired the Sindarians, and they picked up torches, and we marched to your fallen body. We burned everything that was offensive Yes, even some of the homes, but it killed so many of the locusts. And there they were, a wounded and glorious being, a thing of fire. The flame almost snuffed out. Apotax did save your life, but then I gave an inspiring speech and kept the town from devolving into a riot. Also, Arkova was there.
Yes.
Oh, I approach right from behind as he says that. He goes, "I was more than just there.
Oh,
Who you think was playing these tunes? Huh?
So loud. I have put my hand to my ear.
Oh, it is good to see you well, Eros. A hero's death you would have had.
Yes. Yes, I stood in battle with the thing called Troll. The troll with a million names, they say. There, the dark shadow that illumined old Flame Dance to extinguish its light. No, no such things cannot be permitted. Old hoary things of ages long since gone, unwilling to step aside and see the future with promise for my throat, prosperity. Patex, thank you for what you have done. And I actually say your name maybe for the first time ever. What you have done. You have resuscitated my wounded, broken form. Not a corpse, but still the excellent form of beauty that you look upon. My humble thanks for your tender ministrations, Epidex. And you, Arkova, for your sincere song, and you, Claro, for your speech with conviction.
You'll need time and rest, but you'll recover. What is important now, I look at you, Eros, and I look at Arkova and Kuro, then back down to Eros, is that we stay together, for in time that is to come soon, there will be much hardship. The flame had wrought much destruction upon the town. Many homes are lost, food burned. We'll
Well,
need to be together for this.
I grab my chest. There's when I found them there, the pots of clay, this thing, this troll in million bodies. It was here to devour their food, to send them into starvation, I'm sure. But you shall know that this city, the Flame Dance, has a dancer all its own, with flaming wings, and I shall fight and beat back the foul bugs that seek to come and squash this town. There shall be more food. There shall be more prosperity. I assure you, it is my will that it is so, and so shall it be done. Let it be written in air, in flame, and come to pass as days lead future to present.
There is no more fighting, Eros. The time of recovery. That is the time to come.
But there will always be more fighting, Apotax. Always that which wished to take what is good to destroy it, to hurt these people who know me as their champion. I will protect them, for so the winds and flapping wings have called me here and sang me in songs that were so very near silent, but they brought me from far away, vaunted in ancient deserts, to this wooded area. I shall not let them down. They shall have their hero.
I nod at you and I look at the other two. I quietly turn and continue administering to other injured individuals in this chamber.
You can see Master Lero watching all of you from another Not near corpse as Eros was, but like looking up at you, reading your faces, listening intently. His yellow eyes on you.
I'm gonna shuffle over, or like not a beeline to him, but like go to one injured person, make sure they redo their wrap, clean them like a cloth or something. I'll eventually make my way shuffling over to him.
Attacks, and he like cuts the string.
I just look at him. There is much work to be done.
He nods.
Of course, like I say to him, I don't mean the obvious.
He's like
I
looking.
I gesture with my horn towards a body that we both know is gonna be too far gone.
He nods. Looks. His eyes flutters to one of the walls. You can see it looks like a bookshelf structure, but you know what it's meant for. You also know why it's empty. But you weren't there to see it full. He just looks at it, nods. The others. That one. Was he the one who flew?
Yes. I believe it is a possessed creature. A fae that has been possessed by something. It allows it now and then to burst forth from its skin. It's a strange combination. They call that one Flame Dancer, but his true name is Eros Adonis.
When you say true name, he's looking at you with an extra smile. And he moves to another one, working.
Yeah, but I casually continue working as well.
Yeah. And the other two of you are, of course, watching over Eros for a while, but after, when he needs his meditation, you walk out in the halls. You see the others milling about, mostly, of course, Magi. Or not Magi, but of the Orcus community. But you do see a young boy in his teens with a good sit female. Her hands bound, her ears bound, and in a line he's dragging her in, looking at you, and he's stopping you when you acrobat. You feel the whole hallway. You have to duck a bit. He's stopping at you. He's looking up at you. Can I pass? He says in Pelganese, looking at you, just both of you.
Well, he stops for a moment, he eyes down at Duke's head.
You can see her just looking up at you with just closed eyes,
he ends up backing up and allowing them to pass. As he does, he just kind of gives that Duke's head the mean look. And in his mind, he thinks, perhaps you would know who the others are, he thinks in his mind. And his knuckles begin to crack a bit as he passes through.
You can see that Duke could sit give it when you've been crackling before, he gives a little jump, her eyes open up huh, and then she moves to be on the side of the boy dragging her, and he's looking up at you oh.
And when I see the boy, I just turn and I just awe him with my muscles as I just flex.
He just look at you you are the one I should give this to, right? You are he's like looking up at you like he like hands you the leash like no, it's like getting it back. What are you and he's like speaking just all like you, you are the one interrogating. You are orc.
His
Ogre?
eyes light.
It's the
his
same
eyes,
thing.
His
right?
eyes light up as he approaches him. I'm no orc. I am Arkova, and I am Olga, and he just like poses as he does that.
He's like looking at you like, that's the same thing. You are male orc.
No,
Right.
fool! I am Arkova, I am Olga! Olga male! And he flexes again so he gets the idea.
It's like, I was going. She's an assassin. He like points and you still speaking this jabbering tone of Pelganese.
Alright
She
then,
she
boy.
had one of those knives on her. You know, the curves one.
I know
He's
that
like still
knife well.
looking at your muscles like, oh god. He's just like,
And then he kind of pats a scar on his side that was delivered by one of those wicked curved blades, and he turns towards him. Go on, make your delivery. I shall follow. Make sure no one bars your path. And all the while he's eyeing that Duke set.
She's just looking up at you like, and like doing like rolling eyes at you, Kuro, when they're speaking like, oh god. It's like fucking yeah. I don't know. Non-Fey or lesser Fey, like, but yeah. And she gets dragged by him. And he's like, you're walking down some hallways down. Do any of you have any in Mason? Just so I know. When we're walking down. Yeah, I figured. I know two of you don't, so it's like, yeah. You see stonework on the wall keeping this structure up as you are like moving down. And you get down in the deeper parts of the Orcish community. You can see Negali standing there. He is in like a leather armor waiting. You can see another dude sitting there with his legs crossed, just waiting for something to happen. Just this is going to take a while. Just yeah. He's like looking. Negali's like very serious. Like this is like the most important job ever. He's like standing up tall, and when he comes in and like the human is like puffing the Duke of Shit, she begins like puffing him, but he's like with the clothes, and they're like standing there like pushing, and then he like pushes her further, and she like goes and sits down. And then Negali looks at you. Who are you?
I am Arkova. I heard that these were to be interrogated, questioned. I may be of assistance. He says he just looms.
Like
His muscles, his chest muscles kind of just pack up and down.
You sure about this? It's like
Oh,
looking
I'm
over
sure.
them. They do not say anything, and they seem to be, well, they seem to have some sort of sickness. They keep sneezing. You can like to each other, and they're like, and then like, I do not wish to touch them. And he's like looking down there. He is speaking in Sindarian, and the boy's just looking up at you too. Like he can clearly not understand Sindarian, but like, I do not know. They seem peaceful. I do not know if we got the right ones.
We'll find out soon enough if we got the right ones. You can trust me on that. And he like cracks his knuckles again in front of him.
He's like, I'm not sure how the orcs would feel about that. Akrova. I know how I would feel about it. And his like tail begins like fluttering a bit, and he like looks down at them.
I think
Boy.
they'll appreciate it. A little payback for what was taken from them. What was taken from this town.
He nods. Boy, get out, get out, he says in like Pilkenese, and he's like, oh, it's like moved out, but he stands there. He like doesn't move. You can just hear him moving out on the, like out of this open. There's no doors, but there's like open frames. He's like stand there a bit, but then he like you can hear his footstep coming down the hall. He looks down at the two of them. This is. We did not get permission from the matriarch to do this. Akroma, you must understand. But if they have cookeries, that is where we get them from.
Who
They
is the
have
matriarch?
The leader of this community.
Oh. I see.
She is the highest keeper in the temple.
Well, then I will find and ask her then. Gain proper permission from those who shelter us and feed us.
Well, I do not know if she is available. The high temple is not for non-believers. Do you follow Nefraxu, Akroma? Do you follow time and perfection? He's like looking at you.
Saying those words, he kind of just squints and his mind is kind of just right. What are these things? What is Nefraxu?
It is the one who are time. Like
You mean the
Morgul is fire, he is time.
So Nefraxu is responsible for when day turns to night and night turns to day.
Yes.
I see.
And days passing, and the thrones, and everything, math, and all the trolls.
I did not know this.
He is what is truth. He's like nodding for himself, like yeah.
He's nodding too.
Do you? Well, I do not know if I can send you up there. If you know little. It's like looking at you. How do you? Well, you can go ask. Maybe find another magi and ask them to go up there. A follower. I'll stay here. And he like looks at them.
Very well then, and he'll kind of back up and begin to head up there to the high temple.
Okay, do you know where that is?
Yeah, he has no idea, and as he walks away, he kind of just stops. And he kind of backs up towards him.
And he's like looking, and he's looking over his back. Yeah.
Just kind of rubs the back of his head. Where is this temple?
Up.
Oh. Very well then. And he just kind of now he heads up.
You see him like moving towards the door, like looking at the two of them, as if like maybe I should cover the door. Like he's like standing up there, like trying to get a little bit bigger as you walk away. You can see them; they're just sitting. They're not aggressive at all. They're just sitting like, oh god, this is. But yeah. You are moving outside the temple. You are moving in these hallways made of stone. and you get to like the warden made stairs upstairs, and you move up there slowly. You can see like this big mirror hanging with the door frame as you have been seen, and you get up to like a desk by another stair, and you can see a female orc sitting. You wouldn't know if it was female really. It's bigger than the others. That's about it. It's like an empty wine glass. It's like she's standing up on the way over to the up to the other stairways, like looking at you. Who are you?
Ah, I am Arkova, and I wish to ask permission from the matriarch regarding Duke Set that have been captured below.
Duke, what? He's like looking at you. Yes. She is not available right now. She's not here. There's a meeting at the Delirious household she was invited to, and she's currently there discussing the situation of the town. I can give you permission. I am her sister.
Ah, yes. Well then, please, could you grant me permission to carry out interrogation upon these Duke Set?
He's like looking at you. Will you ask them questions? What will I?
Oh, there'll be many questions to be asked.
Like looking at you yeah. He's like scratching her like she has like eyebrows who are like done up. She doesn't have eyebrows, but they're like tattooed in, like scratching them like as if they're still itchy. Yeah. I cannot see the problem with this.
I don't see a problem with it either. Oh, what is your name that I may call you by?
2 seconds. I will find her name. She is MF. I'm MF. MF She Soleil Tandroy. And of course, this strange fraxa coming from her mouth. You call me MF, yeah?
Ah, yes, MF, sister of the matriarch. I thank you for giving me permission to do this. He kind of bows as he says that, and
She
then
nods.
I will leave you to your work now. And then he kind of backs up and walks away. And as he does, this big
there's like a little note. There's like this scent of like sweet wine which comes off her. But that's just a little note, and she walks up the stairs.
Makes his stomach growl and grumble a bit, but as he turns away and walks, this is a big wide smile of violence washes over his face, and you just hear the cracking of knuckles and bones as he walks downstairs. He gets himself pumped, starts swinging his arms about. Oh, I got questions.
As you walk past that mirror, there's like you see for one like a shadow in it, and then you like look, and then nothing, and then you walk.
He kind of actually stops and looks at that. Sees his own reflection a bit. Does a bit of a flex.
It's large. It's like it's like an 8 feet tall mirror. Fits this whole.
It's impressive. This thing's as big as him. And then continues on downstairs.
Well, and you, Kuro, were still standing there, watching over. Eros as Master Leru are like walking out looking at you, Abitax. We have a first one. I will get something to get her. He like get out.
Master,
Yeah. See sadness flashing in his eyes, like looking down. There's like a Nigali female. Like,
I'm speaking to Thraxa to him and I lean in a bit closer and I lower my voice. This is a very vulnerable time for us to use our arts so openly. It's perhaps not wise.
we will take her out of the room. Why not? And like looking, you can see most of the people here. There's like 2 satyrs and like 10 Nigali, and an orc who got stunned a bit, and then arrows. Like
I've been studying the law of this kingdom Deliria. We must keep mind of such. Any little act that we do for these coming times, Master. Almost like whispering that to him.
And it's like looking over you. No, we have to be strong in our faith and our methods. We cannot bend down. The troll came here because we were pressured. And it will help us regain the strength of community, which will carry us through this place. It's not us who are unbelievers, Abitax. We are calling from ruin, but we will build up, as ruin has been made of them. Like looking at you very seriously, like very, very close to you.
I pause.
I will not.
And I begin like turning away.
It's like standing there a bit, tiptoeing, and then he like moves out.
Kuro, how does Eros, how does he fare? I like walk on over to Eros and start preparing new wrappings.
I look over him with no clue in barber, but I just kind of put my hand upon his head. It feels warm. That's good.
I start kind of pushing away at you as you.
Oh, he's awake.
You wake me from my slumber by touching me and fucking my binding and said, "Yes, Resh, you've pulled me from opiates and rice. There was something there. It lingered in my trance. I am amongst place now, fully formed in mind. My body aches, but I ache also in spirit to be out amongst the people, aiding them in what must be done to improve this travesty.
I see.
Perhaps in the morrow I will find the strength to sustain my journey into my people, but perhaps best that I take more rest now. I am perhaps too weary to deal with what danger might be lurking afoot. Rest.
Yes. The long night is approaching, after all. Best you have your rest now.
I do not fear such things. There is one reason that the long night is feared by the rest of the people on Kavega-Thea. And I just open my mouth and show these massive, vicious fangs.
I like kind of pull back and be like, Good old watch after him.
Yes, yes, as always.
Call for me
Head at his shoulder.
if there is an occurrence that needs my attention.
Yes. Yes, your skill is much needed. Epitax, this is not just for us. This is not just for Eros. This is for Flame Dance. He is tied to this place.
I look back down at Eros as he closes his mouth, veiling those fangs. I look back at you, Eros. Yes. Yes, he is. Continue finish cleaning like a wrapping that was on your arm to deal with like the itchy sensation of the thousands of bites down your forearm, and I like remove a cloth wrapping from that, and I clean it and I reapply it, and then I continue on my way. But in this moment, there's a bit of a lull to some of the injured, as they are all just resting and whatnot. And I excuse myself from the makeshift infirmary down here to perhaps more private quarters.
You can see Master Lero is like, he moves past you with a stretcher over his shoulder.
I will be in my study, Master.
Yes.
I continue walking by.
You move to your study. It's one of the only places like the rest of the Nagali, well, not Nagali, well, Larus. Well, the place of the coven, the place of the necromantic the coven here. You can see that old orc sitting there, sleeping, her eyes closed, roots inside the tree and inside the floor.
I don't wake her, but when I enter in, I sort of quiet my step a bit in respect for her, and I reach over to a carved slab of stone, and I gently begin reading, reciting a bit as I close my eyes. Of course, I've already memorized this passage, but I need it to reinforce my own self. And when I open my eyes again, there's a silvery light that glows and emanates. And I turn and I look over my shoulder to address the ghosts that have been with me these few days. Expecting them to be there.
Yeah, they are here. It's like I can smell them. They're like talking to each other. They must be here. How can you know? How can you know? No, they are not here. And they look at you like, oh, you stepped into the room like, oh.
You must be certain.
They smell the same. He says he knows them from the others. But ammonia is always the same. Like liquids. It's like I can remember a face as my eyes closed, but I cannot remember more. There were so many of them.
Cling to that image. Best you can. It will be the last hurt that you will ever feel. It is the last task for you.
And they look at you like with a little bit of fear in their eyes when you say the last task, as if they're clinging to this fracture of existence.
I'll see to it that it is finished. You will find rest.
Mm.
And the trolls, I say after a dramatic pause, and the trolls. Like I see you, they see you as well. And if you wish to be reborn, I look at some of them trying to read their expressions when I say that.
You see like reading expression. There's definitely fear and worry and doubt in their eyes as they're looking at you, but also like a glimmer of hope when you say that. Well,
This may be arranged. That is your own decision. I will keep it as such. Until then, you have all the time you need. But, my kin, there is no room for error here. Must be like the surgeon's knife. Find the sickness and remove it from the body.
you can see like the fourth one is standing all over by the entrance to this place, like looking outside, looking back at you. The others were standing in like in a formation. But this is one of them, the formation. But there are many of them. If I have one image, then how would... Yes. They like bend. He like bends his head and the others like follow. Of course. We will find them. But how would I know if that one is still out there?
You will know. You are tied to its blade.
You can see him like racing up and then moving out of the door. Inside this community, walking free as if he was alive.
I just watch him leave and I look at the others. I quietly turn back to some of the writings. Quietly begin to study.
Yeah. And we go to Akrova. You're walking down and you can feel this like cold draft out of suddenly, but you just look out of the ventilation bamboo holes that is giving him that like, oh, yeah, it must be that, but it lingers as if it was just not a breath of air. You can see the Nagali is still standing there, watching guard. The two Dukat are like just sitting with their tied just in front of their, and her ears are tied, but
Lo there, I have received permission from no other than the matriarch Sister Emeth. She grants me permission to interrogate them, question them.
He like nods, like, what does that entail? He's like looking at them.
It entails that I will have many means of getting them to speak. Do not worry. There's more than one way to coax one to words. I think this will be fine. He just pats him on his shoulder.
Looks up at you, like nodding. Looking to the like open door frame, like, well, do not make it to. Which one do you want to go with? And like looking at the two of them, I could hold the other one. They are very docile.
Like he walks in that room and he has his back to him and like he'll just take his right arm and point to the one upon his right. Not even looking. This one first.
He was captured very fast. He's been in here several hours. But let's describe this room. There's stone walls. There's like a some bedrolls who are like rolled up, and some clay pottery, clearly utensils and other. But it's clearly just been like a room that's like, oh, in here we can use this place. But yeah, you can see like a little wooden toy laying there by the bedroll, carved out, a little figure of a saber-toothed cat just in all fours. But yeah, you can just he not I.
So, did you say there was a table in here?
No, there's no table. There's like bedrolls who are rolled up. It's a small room.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, bedrolls.
Yeah. And like pottery utensils, but very simple place. They're not sitting at the bedrolls. They're sitting like up against the wall. It's I do really hate. Oh well, it's a small room, but not like if you were laying down, you could be in here like you're guessing 8 times. Just. Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
It's
a good size
a small room, but it's not like clammy.
Gotcha.
Americans and feet.
He'll when the other one gets removed, he'll kind of sit down in front of the other one. You speak Sindarian. He'll say in Sindarian.
And he like she shakes its head like clearly understanding, but
Yeah, he catches on to that and he goes. His head just kind of looks over and around. Kind of smiles as if he's going along with the joke. Ha ha ha! And he just slams his fist down right in front of her.
he's like flutters up, like stark-eyed, big eyes. The bunny ears is standing up a bit, like looking at you.
I'm not here to play games, little one. I have questions, and you will provide answers. And whether or not those answers are useful to me, he will take his hands and then crack his knuckles right in front of it. I will show you what I think of those answers. What do you know about the ones who wield the knives crooked, Well, seeing this kind of silence, this kind of sniffling coming from it, he stands up towards it, his mouth gets wide, his teeth get bared, and he's running. Where are they?
You can give me
There we go.
give me an intimidate roll. It's like, yeah.
Oh, okay, roll the way down. Oh, it's a 13. Oh!
And you can see her like, she like takes up her bound hand and like, yeah, just pinches her nose and like, when you like, she has double H for Christ's sake. It's like, when you like begin like screaming up in her face like.
He leans back against the wall there for a moment, and then afterwards he'll start to make some space, right? He'll start gathering wood and just putting it down on there next to her, and he'll start gathering what looks like cooking utensils, a plate. He's going to be very theatrical about all this. He'll even grab a few knives and just kind of slam them down in front. And just, he's no longer just like, he's looking at the Duke set with his lips going, Just rubbing his stomach occasionally.
You can see like a little bit of worry, just like in her large eyes, like.
You must be wondering why I'm so happy all of a sudden. It is because that the residents here have given me permission to dispose of those who don't provide any answers to questions. I'm quite hungry, and you are here.
It's like looking when you're like putting plates up, you can just see the this clicking in her head.
Yeah, he just begins to like prepare things as if he's gonna cook her up. He starts just keeping the fire going. Sees the flint napping happen. He's even got a little tune that he starts humming.
So, what if if I give you answers, you have not permission to eat me? It's like speaking, and it's nice Sindarian, like.
And our Arcova still continues to prepare the plates. Now it's his turn to make her wait. He takes the two knives and begins like sharpening them up against each other. These are good until it gets to the bone. Then I have to use my hands to rip it apart. Shink, shink, shink. What was that you said? About those with crooked knives? I thought I heard an answer, but my ears, they're not so good anymore. Shing, shing, shing. He keeps sharpening those knives.
At least use you're going to eat me raw? Like looking up at you. You could take some parsley, some. And it's just when you just did shing shing shing, you just see like. Oh.
Well, I'm going to take bit by bit. He just takes the knife and starts pointing at different parts of her body. We'll start here at the foot. That is it's very tender looking. We'll cut at that, and I'll have to rip the bone off afterwards. And then I may cook it, get the fur off first. But I still want to taste a bit of the blood. It's very good. My mother, she has a lot of recipes she taught me when I was young. I have quite a lot of specialties. He's just clinging them knives together.
Yeah, but she does keep quiet. She does get she got her double 8, but she is. You can just see just worry in her eyes as you keep doing this, and she's just waiting for any moment. She's just sitting there. She's not making obscene gestures. She's not speaking anymore. She has like this weird like acceptance of her fate upon her, like her eyes just like all glossy, just all, and she's just sit there. Her hands just tied between her legs in the lotus position, and she closes her eyes and try to fall into a trance. You can see this drags out.
He kind of just stops, and kind of the knives just kind of fall to the ground. He just looks at her. Okay.
She's like looking up at you with like one eye when you like stop that, like as if she didn't go into a trance, like looking up at you.
As soon as he sees that, the hand goes out and grabs the neck. And he picks her up high.
No, no, no. And she's like,
Struggle as you must, little one. It will do you little good. What do you know about those with crooked knives? Those of your kind that struck, killed down many of the orcs here. What do you know about that?
she's like,
What do you know about it? He just starts to shake her. What do you know about that?
We are like, it's like, no, we are.
He lets his grip off just a little bit to let her talk.
And she like begins to being quiet, like, okay, no, you are, no, you will not. You will not be the one who will get us. And she like looks up at you. No. You are. I've seen you before.
Where have you seen me before?
You are the one with the tattoos. The one you were young. Younger than now. You.
Oh, his grip tightens just a little bit more.
You. You were the other one. But we know there was only one of you who had to go. You could just not be. You could not be. You are not in the plan. Katara, save me. Not tell him anymore.
In the plan? Well, I'm here now. And I'm not going anywhere. And his hands begin to tighten more and more. Where are the rest of you?
And she
Where?
her eyes begin like to flutter, as you can hear this like cramped sound as you are squeezing the light out of this frail. She's just and her arms just slowly just fall down as her eyes just open one last time and just look at you. You can still, you know. You can describe it.
Oh, he said he keeps saying, where? As he keeps saying that more and more, his hands get tighter and tighter, and the thumb begins to reach right inside the throat itself. Break! His hands begin to grip so tight. You hear the bones popping.
And blood begins like spilling over your hand as she dies there, limp.
His eyes go wide. He drops her frail body falling upon the ground.
On the makeshift bonfire you made, which is not lit, of course. You just see like the Nagali just looking at you from like the door frame, just looking at you as you turn. That's like, and you can see like the other behind him, just like shaking, like looking up at you like.
No, he turns and he gets real close to that one. And he starts to block the doorway, standing over like the shadow of death. You're gonna tell me what I need to know.
And his eyes just on the girl.
Same fate.
Will you not kill me? You not kill me. You can. Nigga, you can kill me. And he's like touching the body, like moving, like, oh no, no. It's like looking up at you, like, oh. We are. I am. I have not known if she has seen you before. There are. No.
Oh, his body is flexed and intense, and he keeps like doing these little mock charges.
No. We hold place out here in the Whispering Forest. It's a few days from here. There are many of us there. You cannot go in there alone. You are one. They will kill you. We can see deep into the plan. Oh, I was like looking up at you, like, oh no.
And all of a sudden, his form relaxes, and he puts his hand upon her shoulders, and there's a big broad. There's a big broad smile that wobbles over his face. It is all right now. It is all right. Shh. Puts his hand over the head, begins patting. Shh. It's all right. He kind of just embraces the Duke set in a hug.
Just shaking all like 5 and 5'8" man, just shaking in your arms. Just all the ears standing completely up, and he just gets into the hug as if this could like save his life. Like, oh, I better do this.
It's all right. It's all right. And he grabs the head and breaks it.
And you can see that the guy just looking at you, like moving away, as blood is just under the wall, and he's like stepping outside of the room.
And the limp form dropping beneath his feet. I've gotten good information out of them. The Whispering Forest.
But it's very, very big.
It no matter. It's all I need to know. Direction is set, and I will find them. He just looks down at the bodies below, and he grabs them under each arm. I'll get these out of here for you. You did a good job, my friend. Good job.
Yeah.
He just walks on out with them.
I see him like there's like a slight shiver in his stance. It's like, oh. He just lets you walk out of there. And where do you take the bodies? They are both dripping with blood.
Oh, he'll wrap them up in cloth first. He doesn't want to dirty up the place.
You could take the bedrolls from in there.
Yeah, he'll take the bedrolls, wrap them up, put them in there, and kind of carry them on out, and he'll find a quiet little area.
There's no quiet in here when you get. There's like, you would put it inside a room if you're inside. That's kind of quiet, but outside it's really crowded. There's like a lot of people sitting there, cooking soup. And it's this nice smells of food and utensils.
He
and
takes
then there's
all
like
that.
a lot of locusts who are like being like roasted and put into soup. That's like the. And there's a lot of people who are just milling about.
Gotcha. Well, he's just gonna go ahead and head out of the town then with him.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll just head out in the town, and there he'll begin his feast. It has been many an age since he has eaten, and Duke Set goes down so easily.
Yeah. Okay. Ogres. Well, and we find you days later. The night had passed. The long night has passed. There were no further troubles. The Forest Watch had not seen any nightmarish creatures as they sometimes expect from these parts from the forest. But it was peaceful, maybe a small blessing, even with the horror that is hunger, which are rumbling in people's stomachs as they have taken to scavenging the burned the forests which are partially burned in your area. And you are standing out there in the forest. I do not know. I maybe should roll some rolls for you, Anda. This is the day of La Sandania. So, third
Okay.
day.
Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3. What, 6 rolls to make?
Yep. Well, we have. Yeah, we got for that day. We got for that day. No, 7. 7.
Oh,
This was you got you. It was on the day of comfort. It all began, and then we have the day of the harvest, and then we have the day of what's that called? Twilight,
okay.
feather, moons, feather, wolf, moon. Yeah.
Alright, so being in the quick, I am at a grand total of +1 to my roll. And it took me 7 rolls. That's a 9, which ain't gonna do anything for me. Ooh, that's double 1, so you feel free to jack me on that one.
Yeah, you. No, well, they just take one. No, wait. Just don't take any there, and then make one roll less.
Okay, so what was that? 2, that's a 4. Nope. That is going to be an 11.
Yeah. That is. You're still in the quick.
Oh boy. Yeah,
Well, Abitax, I guess you will be helping him a bit.
yeah. I did not get much in the way of rolls. I am very beat up.
Yeah. So, Abitax, you can give him 2. I guess you will be looking at him over this past days. We will try to find.
We're almost out of the quick one.
I'm gonna give you just one barber roll for the whole thing, or
No, just 2. Give me 2.
Okay. Alright. Both are pretty bad. Got a
You get +1
17.
because you have done it on him before.
I got an 18 and a 20.
So you get
With a +1.
3 health gauge back.
Oh, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I am now at 8. So I'm no longer in the quick.
Yeah. Okay. And
Thank you
Yep.
for your tender administration of attacks.
You should be able to walk now, yes?
Yes. Yes, I believe now I am ready to go out upon the streets and see what good I might do out there. The rotting fields of the locust carcasses.
Speak to them. See to it that there is no further issues amongst those that need food, drink, shelter.
I
Good.
shall do them. I will slowly stand and walk out of the room for the first time in 8 days now, I suppose, and make my way onto the streets.
I try to
Yeah,
actually help you, like, when you're going to stand up, like, I try to, like, as if someone was in rehab for some time, I try to help you stand and walk.
I allow you to turn and nod appreciatively to your gesture.
And then let go.
and you all walk out into the Orcish community. there's still a lot of people here. People are sleeping just under the moons, so to say. And this area inside the walls, this is the only place that really provides some sort of security. You had a problem the day it rained, but it's all very nice right now. Children are... You can just go away.
If you wish, Eros, you may travel upon my cart. I may bring you to your homestead. What's left of it.
Yes, that should suffice. My goal is to be out there amongst the streets, to see, to lay my own eyes, and just smell what the city is in the current day. Perhaps there is form of resurrection that may aid them to...
Mustn't have you walking too much. Here, my cart is just outside to the right. I'll join you in but a few moments.
I walk out towards there, sort of stiff and almost automatonic in my movements.
Yeah. You can see people are looking at you as if you are a ghost walking amongst the living. See a few of them like recognition in their eyes. Fleeting. As you are, of course, bandaged up like, well, not like a mummy, but we're getting there. There's all the small bites everywhere. So they're like looking at you. Is that? Oh. No. Died to save our sins. Died for our sins. They're like looking, no.
I take my hand and slowly wave it around in the air and look at them, and I allow slight bits of orange flame to cascade feathery along my alabaster flesh. Yes, look upon me. I am still here. Your dance in flames. The flames have led to my resurrection, where the beast lays rotting in black piles about your streets.
Oh, there are actually no piles of it. They have scooped it all up and ate it. You have been informed, and it's, yeah, they're all dead, like burned. So
it seems once it is dead, they might eat it without having neck trauma. Yeah. So look at it. Yes, this is a new world is opening its eyes and gazing in upon you. No longer are you quaint and isolated here, flame Dancians. You must dance with me. Many things will come as the wind carries echoes and calls for future. And the future shall provide turmoil and tribulation, trial. But in the end, in the very end, if you believe, my hand burns with flame, we shall persevere in the face of all adversity against us, and even trolls fall from the heavens in burnt black ash. I am here for each of you. I am the shepherd of your sin, the burning angel in your sky, the beauty of the ancient wood, and I come with the burning love in my heart for each and every one of you, and I shall give you the sense of beauty to perfume you in ways unimagined. And I shall guard you with sword of black and wings of fire. Yes, take comfort, for that which is to be feared in darkness shall be the wolf that is your shepherd.
Praise him.
they're like looking at you. You're back. there. It's true. You will rise from the ashes of your enemies, as we sacrificed our houses to you, to let you know that we would support you even as you fell, and you used your last strength to fight the ones away. And it's like, yeah, this satyr just looking up at you.
I have returned from the underworld of oblivion to you. You got to point at the satyr, like kind of move toward him and point you, to you, and you. I have returned from that cold, grasping claw, pale and white, of Tuhul, dread, hoary Tuhul of the underworld. I come back in vivid resurrection. I am yours, and you are mine. Together, we will not die.
And slowly there's a cold draft that you feel behind you, Eros. And you hear that voice. My gods. You turn and you see me gesturing. Noptalang at the head of the cart.
And you can see like the satyr like offering you like a meager ball of soup with like locusts floating in it, like, but it smells great. That's he doesn't know what you eat. He's like offering it to you, like, oh, you're back.
And I shall take that with pleasure. Yes, this shall do nicely. The victor, who the spoils. Let it be written into your books and carved upon your trees and etched and chiseled into your stone. The legend of Eros Adonis, the flame dancer. Tell your children and tell them to tell theirs forever and a day. Let those words live and linger in the flame of your memory.
He's like, I'll etch it upon my flesh, and he like smiling, and then he's like,
Yes.
oh, what did I say? Like, it's like look at you like, oh, maybe that was too much. And then when you're like happy, it's like he's happy too. Just like his face just light up, like yeah. It's like, and then he has to like go back, and you can see like Negalia like looking at you, like all suspiciously. But it's you.
Even you, Nagali, even you have a place in my flame-beating heart. Yes.
And you go on the cart, and I slowly like drive through the streets of Flamedance, with him sort of like a celebrity, me the quiet limo driver or cart driver, bringing him to his old homestead. And Kuro was there, and I gestured for him to join on the cart with Eros as well.
Probably a Crover too, like playing up the gimmick a little bit.
There's not enough room for a Kova. He walks aside. But,
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he doesn't get in the cart. He just walks alongside, and he's just lightly playing the whole time, very silent and stoic. And on his mouth, there's a little bone sticking out that he occasionally stops playing and picks his teeth with.
Oh, that's well. You walk through the streets, and when you get out of the Orcs community, the devastation to this area is quite apparent. You can see burned down building where only like a foot of like stone is showing where the building was. People are like cleaning out burned wood in piles just on the street, getting moved away with wagons, and like they're trying to they're moving all this. Yeah, they're clearly just getting ready to build something out of this foundation. And you walk through the street and you see these bones of a whale standing there, lonely, no access, just a skeleton, and piles of bones around it. No one has been like searching through that. You see like a Gavush just in all this pile, just looking around, just confusion on his face, and guess it's just looking around at all people like moving about, because people are of course doing something here, and most of them seem busy, but they do look up at Eros, and there are like smiles on their faces as they walk past, happiness returning, and we move closer, and you can see this temple of cinder. You can see all the burnt marble, the blackened marble is just has like licking flames on it now, marks after what was around it, and you get to it and you can see like it must be your place, but there's only the stone floor and an open hole into the foundation where your basement would be, as this was the starting point of Kyros fire. So
there's nothing more of this that would have been pleasure. It does not matter. It's time to build something new, something different.
And as you may, Eros, call upon me, the orcs, if you need assistance in the construction of your new homestead. We'll do the best we can.
We will call. We appreciate your kind gratitude.
Kuro, I apologize for what had the destruction of your home as well. You a carpenter, Kuro?
It's inside the
No.
Orcish community. It's not destroyed.
Oh.
There's probably like a family living there now, but
Oh, gross.
yeah, like refugees, like someone who really needs a home, like sprites who cannot stand sleeping out in the ground. It's just too
Will you
cold
be
for them.
assisting
I'd let sprites in.
construction, Kuro?
Yes. You've been to my home and you've seen the myriad of improvements that I made even in this short time. I got a bench. I got a shelf. I have skill at procuring such things. Perhaps I could find things for the rebuilding of pleasure. And I look, and everyone can see in my face where there's so much emotion that I look genuinely pained. I look very sad at seeing the ruined husk that was this place filled with such potential.
Arkova,
Yes.
you a minstrel, yes, but do you know how to craft with your hands? Break stone, cut wood? Your people have homes, yes?
I cannot speak for all of them. I can only speak for myself in this, that I devote much of my effort towards my craft, but if I need to sleep, it's not a hard thing for me to erect a shelter. But it will not be of the quality that is suitable for a long-term home. I'm used to sleeping out upon the trails as I travel from town to town, and often from the kindness of strangers to invite me upon their home, and that I may delight them with the sounds that I produce from my own creation.
Good, good. I believe Kuro will need your you as he procures what is needed. Yes? And I turn to you, Kuro. As if like I understand something.
Yes, yes, I would say so.
Tell me, you two, what do you know about the Whispering Woods?
I look at Kuro like to answer that.
Well, they are a strange place. I've heard things there. It is named such for a reason. Things worm their way into your mind, and it's frightening, distressing. We passed by it. Remember when you were sprung from your chains,
Hmm,
and
I
there was
see.
a strange sense. It was too calm, too quiet. No, something there is enchanted, to be sure.
Is there anybody here who knows those woods well?
Oh, so many would, yes. I'm sure the Watch has sent excursions into there, and any of the hunters would have gone through such a place looking for game. Yes, I believe many would.
And I nod, like as if
A bit of a firm smile comes from him as he just nods to you, as he still has that white bone that he's picking between his teeth. I thank you. This information will help me greatly.
Yes, I do hope so, and I see, Arkova, that you've managed to find some food, even though there's a great shortage around here. Uh, tell us your secret, huh? And you know, I sort of like pat Apotax. He's a large man, and I'm sure he can eat. He likes to eat.
I just look down at you, Kuro. I look at
Hmm.
Alcova.
Speaking of this, perhaps we should head to the wood and hunt. There are many who are hungry. I can certainly find game there. It is large and smells delightful with the traces of many animals. Quiro, what do you say? You can hunt, can't you? Can't you be quiet?
Yes, yes. You remember the fat pigeon I found climbing up a tree, plucking it right out of the nest, getting some free eggs.
Oh, if you say so.
Yes.
Very well. Then, now that I have laid eyes upon city, now that I have smelled the sense of a thoroughfare, I have seen what has fallen. Troll with so many names. We shall head then to that wood, and we shall retrieve food several times over. And though it is not the way of the wolf, I shall bring a kill to at least some of these peasants, and let them see what they might sink their fangs into.
Yes, nothing makes a legend grow more than sharing food or sharing wealth. As I've learned.
I smile.
This is good. I had worried for you, Alcova. It sounded like you wished to walk into the wood by your lonesome. But now that I see Eros and Kuro are going, perhaps all three of you may venture forth.
Indeed. And perhaps we may bring back a bounty as well as some answers as he continues to pick his teeth with that single bone.
I'll leave you three then. In time, I wish to meet again and speak.
Certainly.
It would be a most welcomed sight indeed, Epitax.
My long ropey hand just goes up onto the front of the wagon with the Atalang. The afterlight takes a few moments. It seems a bit nervous as I get back near it, onto the head of the cart, but eventually it turns off, makes its way down the street.
Did you go into the forest? I
You-
would assume that I will. And I used to playing mandolin as assume you are. I hope you can hear the forest sounds.
The wind.
Yeah. But you all walk into the sound, and all the speaking and bickering stops as soon as your shoulders hit the first low canopy inside. You can hear game in the canopy of trees, and just give me an outdoorsman hunter so I can know what you're seeing. But yeah,
God damn it! Why do I always roll ones when I roll eights? Always happens to it. Okay, so that's gonna be your base. That's gonna be 10. It's gonna be 20. Go for tan hunting, of course. Up to 20.
okay, well, yeah, you can definitely see, yeah, as you're walking in of it. Most of you are looking at these strange, like, pine-like trees, but the pines go out in like in a fan, like a leaf. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Sorry, reading. But you can see all these like pine-like trees. They still have like the sticky thing where the leaves are going out, and big orange fruits, which you know are the primary ingredients in flame wine, of course, but they cannot be eaten without the proper fermentation, which of course requires time, work, water. So, but you're walking, and you can see, Eros, you can see that there's of course small game, but you see there's like a large population of bigger game that must be eating the small game. You can see bear footprints, another larger, something you haven't seen before, like a free, still like a paw, but there's free fingers on it, as you see as you're looking, as the others are like looking up at on the birds flying. They're of course birds with multiple colors. Most of them are like in these green with yellow spots, as they can hide in these highly, well, green leaves. This is not part of the forest that was of course burnt, but as you are from another part. But yeah. And you can see, as you, yeah, Eros, there are like eggs under like a lot of the like smaller plant leaves, which you presume to be like from caterpillars. You saw a lot of caterpillars fall, and this is their eggs. So this is what you see, which could be, of course, could be used for many perfumes and others.
Well, I will certainly gather anything of that nature as well.
Yeah.
Some sort of game, perhaps a deer or perhaps even a bear. It doesn't really matter. I want to slaughter some things to bring back several carcasses to the villagers. Not that I'm trying to feed all of them, but a grand gesture certainly won't be a bad thing.
But with your role, you can follow. The biggest game you see is definitely this bear, or this slightly smaller footprint with these like 5 fingers. And I would say that you, Akrova, you can also see that there's like bigger game, but you crew are mostly interested in all the like nests of bird and how you can get up there. And but yeah, you can take it away as you are.
I will follow the other non-bear tracks. I mean, while a bear certainly can be eaten, it's not really the best of game, and it may well a thin Darkova to some degree. I don't know. I know a little bit about mold being associated with bears, but not really the specifics. I perhaps think it's far closer as it is with wolves and Mihangi than perhaps it naturally is with them.
And you are stalking this creature. You can see some of its dropping, that it's clearly it's carnivores where they eat all things, always and continuously. But that's well, you can see that it's the droppings a bit. They are carnivores, like if they eat. That is when they eat both meat and vegetable, right? I think that's carnivore.
Omnivore.
Omnivore.
Oh, well, omnivore then. Should have guessed that. But yeah, omnivore, you can see from its dropping because you have a good roll. And you are like leading them slowly following after you through this canopy. There's like a lot of bushes. The terrain slowly changes a bit as you get further into the forest.
I don't hunt as say, a human would hunt with a bow and a spear or something. I'm just gonna fucking run at it and get it. Assuming that I'm probably faster than it is.
So you leave them?
I have a speed of 24, so I'm very, very fast.
So
No, I'm stalking right now.
Okay, yeah.
Burrow there, unless he's wandered off into the tree at some point.
I probably am, yes.
Yeah. What about you, Akroma? Just so I can get this scene.
Arkrova is going to be, he will follow behind Eros, but seeing how skillful he is at this, he will let him take the lead, and he will act as backup in case things get a little awry. But he'll be skulking in the back, following along the trails.
Yeah, you can definitely see when you get in here that there are several bigger trails of like animals who like follow the same paths inside here. Maybe not animals, as with your good rolls, as maybe hunters have the same route they're going in, so they can find their way out. But when you're walking, you see like there's like a clearing with grass are coming down. Clearly, you can see like some felled tree in the middle of this clearing, and you can see this thing standing, its head down, nibbling slightly. You can see the back of it has that that deer-like buttocks where this has like the white thing. It's like clearly a bigger type deer. The hind legs are thicker, more I would say. No, it doesn't have cloves. It has these like paws like things it holds on to, like these thicker legs, not for sprinting, but more for not for sprinting for long, so not for endurance, but for like speed. And it's just standing there. You can give me stealth rolls as you can hear it nibbling on something. It's buttock towards you and nibbling in front of you. It is about 6 feet to its top of its back.
You want to move silently, right?
Yeah, move silently from both of you. Oh, I forgot this. I forgot that my camera's on my other computer.
I got a huge 10.
Well. And you, Akroma? Oh.
He's got an impressive 9.
Ooh. Oh, you're rolling again? Oh, you also, okay, you have followed them. You can just see this thing like looking up, and you can see that its face, there's like two faces, like when it lifts its head, it's just like, you expect it to be just a big deer, but you can see like there's two, it's like it has like a triangular shaped face, so you can see face on both sides. It's just like turned up and it begin like running, making these strange like noises as it's like gets startled as you walk closer. And it moves quite fast, but not 24. That's yeah. But it's like white buttocks. The most of the other hair is like this, like a Labrador pelts, like this, like sticky black-ish. Yeah. So you can take it away. This is running away. Fast.
All right. As I am unable to get as close as I like my stealth, I will rush after it very, very quickly, running as fast as I can through the undergrowth, rushing, darting between the trees, inhaling all their scents, chasing the beast, my mouth wide, my white teeth gleaming.
When you slowly get closer and closer. I do not know if any of the other. You can all follow it. It has like a speed of 18, and you can just smell the fear potently emanating from this creature. But as you get closer and closer, you can just see that it's not because the face is triangular. It's because it has two faces. Like there must be two faces, as one of them is like opening, making squeaking sound, and the other one is just closed as it like huffing out of one of them, and it moves fast and fast. And it has like, when you get closer up front, you can see like the back front it's built up a little bit more like a cat, but it's still running away from you. But you're gaining on it quickly.
I rush after it, my 24 speed, just moving and dodging, with such shy outdoorsmen understanding the natural world, much like these lesser animals. Understanding the order of things as I eat what I want. And I want to sink my white fangs into its jugular. Its fear actually is pushing me further, making me run faster, causing my damaged, bruised body and my lack of cardiovascular activity to be pushed aside momentarily in the pursuit of this food.
Yeah. I should find. No, not the right battle music. There's no one hitting each other. So can you write your thing in the chat, Ander?
Can I write my thing in the chat?
Oh, reaction if you didn't see it.
No, I did not. Reaction. No, I didn't see that.
Let's just take that. Good. But you can see this this creature when it has its head up. It's close to like 7.5 feet tall. It's a very, very large beast, and it has like the hind legs are like slightly more back. Okay, good. And yeah, you Trevor, what is your speed? Just so I can know, because it's clearly running away from you as it's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I am at least as fast as this at 18, so I'm able to chase it, but I'm not nearly as fast as Eros.
Oh. No, yeah, you're. I guess you wouldn't. But it has a lower reaction than you, so. Yeah. It has a lower reaction usually. I think you can reach it. I would say you could.
Okay, so as we're just dashing through the forest and leaves are smacking off my face, I leap over a fallen log, and I can see that Eros is coming up from behind, and he's faster. He's gonna overtake it. He's gonna outrun it. So I'm doing like a flanking maneuver as I go off to the side, and so I can hit it from the side, or even while it is being mauled by Eros, I can go around the front and block it in, something like that. So that's what Eros will see, is that I'm going around the side and doing pack tactics as we have done before.
Yep. You Phil. It's yeah.
Yeah, with a speed of 15, he He tries to follow, emphasis on that, to follow behind Eros's grand speed, but cannot keep up. So as he does so, he kind of slacks behind, still keeping in pace as best as he can, ducking and dodging between the trees, over rocks, moving and ducking and diving.
Yep. And it's the beast has a direction of 10. So the beast turns at you, arrows. It's like it's one of its mouth opens at you as it like turns, and then it's like moves. It has a bit of text. It just looks at you for a while. These two faces looking at you. One eye in the middle, two out on the sides, and this like scar, like tissue in the middle, and it like moves. Yeah. Yeah, it moves further. It's just you can roll. It wouldn't. Yes. No. you can attack it as it's still running, looking at you.
All right.
Using
Well,
a bonus action to be scared, but
yeah. Well, despite the fact that roll wasn't that great, I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. I'm gonna try to bite his jugular. So let's have a quick see how that works.
yeah.
Oh! That's what you get when your dice like what you're doing. 16, 26, 30.
Oh, it has 13, so you can go at it.
Yeah, you said it had a 13, you say?
Yeah.
I've boosted 3 times. All right, so that's going to be 8 points. I don't know where that puts it. I'll describe it.
It's close to the quick.
Okay. I leap onto its back, grabbing at it, my fangs. I'm extremely athletic and nimble. My fangs digging into the side of it, sliding down its throat, leaving very small trails of blood upon the creature, having no concern for its multi-faced aspect. As my teeth slowly come closer and closer to clamping down upon its jugular, as is the custom of a wolf, noting the pack tactics of my companions, I taste the first drops of its savory nectar, so wonderfully enchanted with fear. I smell in deeply and quiver with anticipation.
And Kuro, as it begin like rubbing wildly with its two heads, just trying to get you off, but it's not its turn, so it's Kuro's turn, trying to fight you off. But
Mm-hmm. And so as Eros begins to drag it down and pull it down, he has tasted the fear. He has tasted the fear wine, as it were. Oh, I see my opportunity. I see my chance, and I run towards it myself, low, not like loping on all fours as one might in this primal moment, but I still run in low, and I pounce, and with my copper-tipped gloves, and I lunge at its neck to grab it. A 15.
that is 17. So
Okay.
no.
So in the melee, with kicking legs and biting teeth and ripping Mihangi claws, the bizarre two-faced triangular head rebuffs me. I am struck by it. And it keeps me from clawing at that neck, from clawing at that jugular. And then but I stand back up, and I bare my teeth.
Euros, it's your turn. It's been stopped thoroughly by Eros' savage attack, as it's just railing and just kicking Kuro off, not even seeing it. Its eyes, the 3 eyes are closed, but
He approaches from behind, and he's going to grab its hind legs and toss it upon its side.
go for it.
Oh, that's a 13. Let's see if it works.
Is it 12?
Ah, I beat it by 1.
Good.
All right, so the creature begins kicking about violently as Eros lunges after it, and Kuro makes his stride against it, and the feet begin kicking upwards. Dodges the left to the right, and then finally that hoof gets too close and snatches it, and then snatches the other one, and then as he grabs it, he pulls it back and lets the beast tumble and fall to the ground as he flips it upon its back, letting Eros and Kuro deliver the final blow as he watches.
Now it's on its back. It's going to, I guess, kick it. It's just like this railing, like when it lands, like, and it begins like flying about with these like, it has like these free like a free like paw. It tries to slash at Eros with. Oh, that's not good for it. 7 plus. Oh, at 12 arrows. Got a 1.
$18. Disregard the third die I rolled. 18.
You're good. It's trying to like weirdly claw at you with these like 3-pawed hands, I guess.
Its roll was less than 18 though, didn't you say?
Yeah. It's 12.
Okay, yeah. As it claws at me, I lash back, my eyes opening with orange flame, my white fangs baring.
It's your turn. You can.
My body alights with orange flames, and I dig back down, attempting to drive my white canines into its jugular and finish what must be done. Perhaps not this time. That's a fucking 9.
No, it has. Yeah, it has a 14.
It lashes violently out against me, pushing me off slightly, but in the process, some of its furred body being charred by the flames that I emit ever so slightly. I become excited by the smell of its singed fur.
And Trevor, it's on its back. Oh, I should actually not have given it. Did you do a trip action, Krover?
I went for a grapple maneuver and then just kind of flipped it using my strength.
No problem.
Okay.
Just say it from now on. Yep, good. And you, Kuro? Using my strength.
Yes. Well, there it is, flipped over, belly exposed, neck exposed, being gnawed upon by me, Hunky. Now, truly, now must be my chance. And again, I go for that neck, the neck filled with fear-rich blood. 14.
Yeah, but I do not think I should roll its defense because it's on the ground. So you can. It has a +5, so you boost once.
Okay. So that is 6.
Oh, it's in the quick, but the start of the quick.
Mm-hmm.
As its one armor was taken up on arrows, so you can go ahead.
All right then, and then so my claws, my clawed gloves rather, they do strike true this time, and I dig in, and then there's just arterial spray of blood in the neck as I pierce veins, I pierce arteries. It begins to flow freely down his neck. It sprays Eros in the face, and there's nothing that Ami Hangi likes more than the taste of blood. So this is a reward for a hunt well done. As the blood begins to flow.
And the blood is like this kind of color, the like purplish, grapish, I would say. It's my passport. You know. Yeah. Yes. It screams up in you. These weird, like deer-like face. Just one of them opens with a scream. The other one's still silent. I will not do one. But you, Crover, has you standing over this creature bleeding.
As we have all officially dogpiled upon this creature, Arkova will then join in this feast of frenzy, and he'll deliver the big elbow onto this beast, felling it. Or at least attempting to. Oh yeah, at the 17.
Yeah, that would be boost 2 times.
Well, that's 9 damage it takes.
It's fairly dead.
Alright, so this is what happens. So he throws the legs off to the side as the creature's flailing about, the flames licking up, warming Arkova's flesh. Urgh. As he sees Kiro coming in, snapping around, letting the blood flow freely, and then Arkova jumps up into the air. And then the big elbow comes down, smashing into the ribs, and the ribs, they crumple. And he feels an indent, an impression that his elbow has left as it breaks past spleen and muscle, tenderizing the meat and killing it in one blow. The efficiency of ogre-style hunting. As he stands up triumphant. A feast, my brothers.
And we go to Arpitax in his study. Maybe an hour earlier. He's not out in the woods being...
I'm not crazy. Someone killed?
No. But yeah, you are slowly moving backwards. You can see the city is still being worked on. There's always a lot to do now. The Force Watch, have not been watching as much of the city as you would have liked. The mansion of Daleria has been guarded, of course, before the people. But that is a note.
I quietly close the book. I'm down there in the ancient studies of true religion. I close the book. I find a piece of fabric used as a bookmark. And I quietly get up from my knees as I had been reading some passages. I travel through the dark corridors of the subterranean lair below the great tree, and looking for my master.
First, do you know Terholion? You're walking past, or a lot of the places have been opened that has not been opened before. This network has been filled out with people. So, yes, you are looking. You of course try all the different nursing halls of the wounded. But, well, yeah, and last you find him. But as you're walking down there in the hallway you haven't seen before, you see, if you know Terholion.
I do.
Yeah, you see like scriptures inside the stone, like numbers on different stones down here. Markings of placement as you get further down. But you can see him. He is... this room is filled with non-Holdray, who are non-Negali Holdray. You see humans, an ogre too, and you even see a sprite there, which he's looking at, and it's like, and he's like, now try to lift your arms, and it's like, and you can see like big insect marks that looks like gigantic on it, and it's on its purple flesh, and he's like, I believe you will be out in a day. Thank you. Good. That's good. And it like gets over to like hops down from this little table and walks over to an ogre and begin like humming, and it's like the ogre's like smiling like as if it enjoys this little squeaky voice, and they're looking up at you.
Speaking Thraxa to my master as I creep up behind him.
Yeah, and he's
May
like
I have
hacking some stuff.
a few moments of your time?
Mm. And packs up some barber tools, some linen, and he walks with you.
As we like leave the small chamber where those others are staying. Master, have you received any word from Matriarch? Or from the king, or the agents of the king, as to what will be done here? We cannot keep them down here. It is unclean to do so.
He nods. I have been told to keep them here till their injuries has passed. And we do not keep anyone not Holdray down here. Some few Nagali.
Master,
Sue.
if you may enlighten my thoughts. There have been some passageways down here of which I have rarely ventured. Now they have opened. I noticed there Tuhulian markings scrawled upon the wall. Are there individuals that we have allowed that are defacing our home?
He looks very serious at you. Can you show me this?
This way. Quietly shuffle. I show him with a long, ropey arm. There. Down there.
I believe this temple was built in a time where your people and that people were not enemies, no, nor long acquaintances, but friends. And he like puts his hand over, like feeling it.
That
Before
what you
the
think,
sun
Master?
died. Maybe they built this. And he like looks at all the like the stonework down here.
I see. That is.
But it looks new when he looks down at it.
Hmm?
I could not see this. Like fiddling with it. Maybe not.
I have spoken with many of the Ferrum upon my recent journey here. First days I have reached, I'd spoken with them. Not many of them knew how to carve to stone. They seem to have forgotten how to. Could have done this. It is new. Who dares face our
I do not know. He raises up again.
Like when he looks at me, I'm kind of like shaking. My hands are shaking, and then they're balled into a fist.
We have to get them out soon. And he like looks towards that room. You can hear the like slightly off tune humming from the sprite. It's like
Yes,
they
yes.
are vandalizing it.
Master, might I gain admittance down this passage? I wish to see how far the damages have been wrought. I am fluent in Tehulian in its reading and speech. I'll know the characters if I see them.
Yes. Speak to the matriarch about this.
It worries me, Master, that there has been no formal word given by the matriarch as to the events that had occurred.
No. I spoke to her.
Hmm?
I told you that she said we would have them here till they are well.
If you forgive me, I do not mean to make slight to you, Master, but I was referring to my kind, not a formal speech to us.
Hmm.
You've heard the whispers, and I like move in a bit closer, and I lower my voice. You've heard the whispers. Many of them wish to blame us. Very easily can this become quite horrible. Another witch hunt.
Hmm. But
This
our
situation
buildings
must...
are flooding with the others. A formal speech will be on the ears of many.
Yes, I understand. I understand. Forgive me, I've been
No,
rather anxious as of late.
he nods. It's
I will take no more of your time, Master. I thank you for your audience you have granted me.
no. In times like these, counseling is always not an audience. Come to me when you feel like you need it. I
Look at
am
him.
like you in this situation. I'm a surgeon before other thing. By the word of the matriarch. And he like sighs and
I lean in,
he like looks down the hallway.
and I like lean into his ear to his side, and I almost whisper in Thraxa. There have been many bodies brought down here, many injured the folk of Flame Dance, some of which perhaps are our enemies, clergy of faiths most foul.
The mirror
I
would
think
stop them. The mirror would protect us. He looks at you, there's like a slight bit of doubt in his yellow eyes as you
I see that, and I kind of like furrow my brow at that, like that was like a disrespectful.
right.
That
Yeah.
slight bit he'd made.
That's like
The mirror will protect us, Master, but we too must be wary.
you cannot
Always
have
wary.
that be done again. Cannot have it be done again.
I will take my leave now.
He like looks at you. Are you trying to hide that, like when we, like you said, there was like when you like showed that he did a slide.
Oh
So-
yeah. It's a little bit of that. Yeah. I
And
got
you
some
can
of the
see him looking at you. You know, once before, there was someone here where the mirror didn't protect us. She did a lot of damage. And I will use all my years I have left to make up for it.
I look at him, not really understanding what he means. And I play it off like I'm just like, okay. Like that doesn't affect me. But then I turn back and I actually pass by him and go down that hallway where the Suhulian writing is, expecting this is like an older
Yeah.
subterranean lair, and I'm gonna just begin journeying down there, see how deep it goes, get an idea, then come back. Like if it turns out to be like very deep, then
It is very deep, but not like.
yeah, I just take like I journey down. I take like a 10-15 minute. I just look down there and wander down there.
It's very. There's like one of the actual places where there's like a door who's like it's not locked. It's just closed door. But
You know,
it's-
when I like leave the master and I put a hand up to the door, I'm like, when I look for any sort of mechanisms, it's not locked, and I definitely I have some grades, and I don't have any grades in Mason, but I have grades in Mechanic. I'm looking, just see how this door would be removed. Usually, thinking back in Orcish catacombs, there would be a big stone plug put in at times to seal tombs or catacombs. I'm thinking this is of similar sorts.
how much do you have in mechanic?
5 grades.
Okay, you can see that there once was a lock upon this, but the lock has like been taken off the door, like pried off it. It's a
Assume
long
it's
time
made of,
ago.
like,
It's a
iron
wooden
and
door.
stone? Oh, it's a wood? Oh, okay.
A wooden door, and the mechanism is you cannot say because it's not there. It's been
Right.
removed. There's like a small, like missing piece of it, like a hole.
So does it have hinges to it?
Oh yeah, there's a hinge to open it. It's just the lock who's been like
Oh, okay.
pried off.
I slowly just open the door and I kind of creak in. Having some grades in Splunker, I am aware of how there could be some. If this thing has been sealed for a while, there could be some, like trapped in gas or something like that.
Was it
No,
there's like
I
another
doubt-
hole in the door where the lock would be?
Oh, okay.
So it's like maybe not.
Yeah, I open that up. I just open it up and just go right on in.
Yeah. You
But
can see-
as I pass through that door, there's that faint glow of my eyes that flows down my cheeks, and it sort of follows in this wispy, sort of silvery shadow that clings to me like a cape as I enter on in before it fades momentarily. As I gaze into this room, I don't have a torch or any sort of source of heat with me. And I'm almost purposely moving in the dark, but with eyes that stretch beyond this world.
But it is dark down here, so I would. That's. I do not think orcs can see in the darkness.
No.
No, so you can only go so far. That is.
Yeah, and I stop when it's. I just sort of walk into the dark a bit and just look around. And of course, I'm trying to sense.
Trying to sense if there's.
Ghosts.
So what are you using? Just so I can.
I'm using mediumship. The spell mediumship.
Yeah, good. This will take a while. Mediumship. Oh, here it
It's
is.
a big spell.
Yeah, it's a big one, damn it.
But I like I'm shuffling in there. It's not like I'm normally walking. I'm sort of I'm I'm not crouched down like I'm coward but there's a bit of dignity, like as if like I've entered the room now. If this is an older catacomb.
It is indeed an older catacomb, but it's empty when you walk past it. But it's empty for what you're looking for. Let's say that. That's more accurate. But there's like several like rooms, small storage rooms with nothing in there really. As you're looking, but the light is going. You can only go so far with the small light in there.
Like I pass under the door, I pass through the threshold, and I take a few more steps in, and I just slowly scan the room.
But you see like writing. Just when you're looking, it's like looking in there. You can just see like writing, and it's clearly you think the only way you would have seen it if you look in that way, because there's like a slight silvery like shine to it, as if the stone was wet in the places. Yeah.
I turn and I see that. It's almost robotic how I'm just moving.
You can see like Tuhulian scripture, old. But it's.
And then I slowly take one step back. I don't give my back to this darkness, but I slowly walk out and close the door behind me before turning and leaving down that hallway.
It was actually a little bit longer inside, but you can just see the
I
scripture. You
don't
can just
go
see
all
the
the way
blocky,
in.
the blocky scripture.
Yeah. I just I need light, so I leave.
Yeah.
And I make sure, like when I leave that corridor, that older corridor, I sort of keep an eye out on people. I also, like, since people were being allowed in here, I've been doing this anyway. I'm just making a note of it now that I'm making sure that people that aren't supposed to be in certain areas, they don't go in certain areas. In particular, sprites, because they could get into many small places, and I don't like them. They're not.
Yep. You could also, after you've been here a while, you could see that that she's sleeping, but she's only sleeping to if someone gets in there, she will like send them out quite fast. And you have been heard someone been like kicked out there with athleticism you didn't think that this old female had in her, but apparently she does. At least not to make.
But I, through studying in these days, I study my study, and eventually I'm gonna plan to explore down there. But I also sort of linger a bit. Of course, I'm going over people's injuries and making sure they're comfortable and whatnot. But I also linger around these crowds for another purpose, for spectral eyes to make sure they get a good look as to all that are down here that should not be down here. But it's almost like, just slowly scanning and just. Like
There's no Duke sit down here. No Duke sit have been permitted at all in here. That was just, even if they were badly injured, they were all turned down. They couldn't get in. That was very, very, very particular. The Nagali especially have been shunning them. The orcs are a little bit more, well, not forgiving than distant, just. Nagali are definitely feeling the fear. Not the fear, feeling the hatred to these people. You can hear them snarling if they get close to it. There's like a Nagali guard now, snarling at them, and they sneeze at them and move. Yeah, but as you are studying, you can see the others of them are getting back with their game. I guess Akrova would be dragging this because he is big.
Most definitely, he'll have it over top of his back, just carrying it, strolling about, but also to show it off to everyone. so they may know the meal that we have brought back.
You can see, like, when you're
I
walking
smile
past.
as we return. Hmm.
You can see people just looking at you with like hungry eyes. You can see some Pharaoh who are working on some stone wall just looking at when you get like move out the canopy and you walk like on that field close to it's just nothing, just burnt, just earth. And you walk there, you can just see their eyes big, and also the farmhands who are planting. Of course, they are looking at the seed they planted yesterday. They're just looking at you with those big, hungry eyes. Some of them. You can see satyrs are a little bit more disinterested. Ogres are very interested. Sprites are also disinterested. But there's like a mixed reaction, like for some of them. But they all know that it's of course not theirs. But they just look at you like smiling, like at least they're still hunting in the wood.
We should cook this down into soup. It could feed many more.
Yes, as you say, this would be a fine thing. And I look about I mean, to me, obviously, like if you don't eat meat, like you're damn near a frame. So that's ridiculous. I can't co-sign that. So I look around. We've found this to perhaps ease some of your bellies that are now no longer able to partake in the locust harvest. Fell from the low heavens. More shall be provided. So say. And I just stretch out my hands to myself.
You can see some Pharaoh like smiling up at you, like walking, just greed in their eyes as they see the meat, just like getting closer. Yeah, we could cook it, and I have a pot. We could cook it now. I have. We could get water. I know where you can get it.
I am sickened by the stench of these fowls.
Yeah. And they have been working in soot.
I do this again. Ugh.
And they have been working. They're sweating, and they have like they're just dirtier than normal. They have soot, and their hands are black, and they're just walking like to touch your game.
Please back away. Back away. We will make time ready. Just put my hand out. Whoa.
And just hear their bellies just, dirtier. They're even dirtier as they could. You can see their red skin. Many of them have they have been out here long. Their hair's just, all of their hair's just brown to gray to black. There's no blondes in there, no strawberry blondes if you sometimes see, but just is. And they're just, and they're just looking at Acrobat like, where are you taking this? They just abandoned their work. They're just like walking at you. Their bellies growling, looking up at you, all of you.
We'll take it to someone to make into soup to give to everyone.
I have a pot. I know where there's water. You can give it to me.
His eyes kind of narrow as he looks at him and goes, "No." Kiro, do you know where there is a fine chef here?
Yes, for all the taciturn and rude ways, the orcs have some fine chefs. They have excellent skill in this area. There are, however, some of the ogre chefs, some who take the time to cook the food, to prepare the food, instead of just gobbling it away as if it were but a breath of air and disappears before your eyes. Some of them know some skill as well. They are more skilled in the areas of procuring and preparing meat. And I start to pet the kill. I pet the harvest, and I'm looking at the fair. I'm like, yeah.
What about Solora's wife? You know, the one-armed one. She's a good cook. You can take it there.
Solora, huh? And I just turned to Eros like, come on, man.
Sort of glancing around. You should listen to Quiro. He is most wise in the matters of the affairs of Flamelands. Show respect to his elevated status. That is all.
I just look at you like, and then I just look at that camera like, And you move.
Besides, who better to know about parsing out these tasty treats than the flame dancer himself? Are you questioning him? Are you questioning his wisdom and what he knows?
Indeed, it was us who hunted down this beast, and there shall be more to come. Still, patience and gratitude are required. Look upon me and see what we have brought you. It is not I who demand your tribute and sacrifice, but I who extend myself, bruised and battered from a resurrection by fire and a trial by darkness, to bring you a wondrous meal here at a time of less. When Troll sought to descend upon you and devour you, who was it that ascended as a flame tornado to the sky to battle for your freedom? Each and every one of you who I love so very much and cherish with my heart's blood. I will provide flesh for you. Yes, the woods deep in them that have not been burned, they shall offer banquet and bounty. The beast shall know fear, and you shall know flesh. We shall all make it through this, each and every one of us. Believe in your flame dancer.
Flame dancer. The one who brings...
Rewarded. And I'd grab two of them and kind of shake them slightly yeah, you gotta get excited about that.
Oh, they're looking at, they have blank faces with all your...
Not fair.
You can see some ogres who have been walking over there
Perfect.
and they're being shaky. They're shaking. They're not. You wouldn't be able to shake them if they didn't want to be shaking themselves, but they're still shaking. Yeah, and they're smiling. Yeah, we will.
Yes.
Yes. Make a bonfire here in the street. And it begins looking and begin one of them runs off, begin getting all the burned wood and gathering a bunch, but we'll roast it here. Huh?
Come, Kiro. Take me to these men who can cook this. We will have a fine feast for all to eat.
Take us both. I shall see such things with mine own eyes, and smell the savoriness with my nose.
Ah, yes. Then it is to Urkov we go. He is as rotund as he is skilled. And I wave to those ogres that we've gotten them all excited, yeah, and I just completely don't acknowledge the Farum and stuff. As we head to Urkov, the rotund chef, is an ogre.
You hit to his It's just a question about where he would know here where he was. But yeah, you move there. He will be in the Orcish community now, making food, as most others, of course, would be helping who had any sort of skill. But yes, you walk past that whalebone structure. You can see that snake figure looking at you and sliding down of these things and over to you, Akrover, as you're walking. You're speaking about the good food of this Durs ogre. Yeah, and he's looking up at you, Givush. Akrover, you're alive. Oh, shh. You arrows. I did not expect you to live.
Look upon me and see the truth. Prophecy. I have died in black night that was day, and stand before you, united in a flame immolated unto myself and returned upon me. And I should put my hand up. And know truth.
And like looking at you like with a bit of like irritation upon his snake features. It's like looking at you. Well, you are the flame dancer, yes. I am glad you did not perish, Krover.
But don't worry, my task will almost be complete.
You did not come back after that time. I was worried.
Well, worry not. I'm still here, and I'll be here to come, and there'll be more of me. They kind of just kind of looks behind him, and like his gaze kind of wanders off into those woods that we just came out of. For within, deep within, is a coven of enemies that will soon feel his wrath.
He next looks up and then looks at Kuro. Who is that? Is that your companion? You talked of him, Eros, when you spoke to my sister.
This is Givush.
Yeah.
Yes. I spoke with your sister, and I think back to my mind like I don't remember talking to any snake people.
No. You. Eros spoke of you when he and Akroba was here.
Oh, yes. I'm sure I have that Eros has nothing but the most glowing of terms for me. Yes, I'll tell you, he cannot stop complimenting me when we are walking through the city. He is just the nicest and kindest of individuals. Yes. What did he say?
He said you are me and Hela's people, and that you are a friend of his.
Yes,
It's
of
very
course.
brief.
Yes, we are of a similar people. I'm sure you can see the familial resemblance, as it were, and I point to myself, as if to compare myself to Eros Adonis. Oh,
Like, no, my people. He just shakes his head. Krover. Good to see you, and Eros. And he like bends to you, Eros, a bit, and then he slips back into this pile of rubble, slightly. But yeah, and you walk to the opened thoroughfare that is the Orcish community now, filled with stew pots, as it's the only place where food is really being kept. Besides all that who has been put into the earth, and you see Utal above the others with his deep voice. Oh no! You had once. Out! No, out with you! There. And you can see like a satyr, like we got. Oh yeah. No, I will not give you the same. Look at your size. Like it points to an ogre. You can see like a sprite with like a big ball like in front of it. It's like, and it like fills it up a bit, and it then looks up at you, Kuro. You look. You have not changed today. It like looks at you and.
Oh yes, I thank you, Urkov, and I do apologize for absconding with that loaf of bread last time we met, but
Hey!
you must understand I was quite.
I forgot that.
And I simply forgot to pay. It simply slipped my mind, but I've come to repay you. For behold, what the flame dancer and the mighty musical mountain hath brought. And I gestured to that strange thing.
And he like looks up.
Comes walking up with this beast on his back. Roar.
And he like gives like one like looks at you like nodding, working close, and then he looks at Eros like there's like a double take and then he like begins like feeling on the meat. Like oh I've seen this. I've seen this before. They are further down south. Like feeling on it. And helping you, Akrova, to put it down. Like giving you your hand. Utolf. And then looking up at Eros like.
I look down at them with my sharp, penetrating eyes.
Let us
Flame dancer.
let us have the heart first. Arkova will say.
And he takes like a big ass knife out that will be like a sword in some. And he like looks at it.
Oh, he reaches in and grabs that heart out, and he holds it to you two, to Kiro and Eros. Come, let us partake of this.
He's like looking up at you like. And then he begins like putting his hand inside the wound and like breaking up ribs and like taking them out, putting it down into his stew.
And I begin to smell, taking in the beautiful scent of this into myself.
And then afterwards, Arkova will take and take one bite out of it. A good ogre-sized bite. But there's still plenty of heart left, and he holds it out to you, Kiro.
Yes. I accept it. And, it's like, to me, it's all huge. And I take a big bite, and I'm just like, on my kindly face now, it's just like smeared with blood. And some memory stirs, something deep, dark back in there of ogres in like blood red iron armor sitting around a campfire on some stank battlefield with smoke in the air, and they have hearts that they have earned in horrific and mighty combat. And I see this as if it was clear as day. And I take another bite. And I begin laughing. And then I give it back to my dark fey compatriots.
And then he hands the other piece to you, Eros.
I take it, hold it under my nose, and just waft the scent in, appreciating it to a near religious aspect. I shiver. This Arkova is what the sacred hunt is for. Honor the dead and grow stronger from their flesh. Oh, and enjoy it. Oh, so very much. We shall together. I take a bite, cutting it with my sharp white canines.
You can see Nigali looking at you, moving closer as the game was being dragged in. That's something that you see Udho like, hey, and like pushing one away. Thank you, Kyo. I will feed many with this. And he like rips off a piece and like puts it in the stew pot.
Yes, feed them. Let them grow strong from the flesh and blood, and even boil down the bones. Every last bit of marrow, all the forest can provide. These people, for my people.
And with that, Arkova begins to stir up a tune to make this more of a festive moment. As now there is food, and now there is music, and now there will be full bellies and hearts uplifted.
Can you hear the music? Because it stopped with me at night.
Oh, I hear it.
Oh, that's good.
I went slightly at the loud music.
And you can see Udwin like smiling and cooking, splitting up the meats in other pots, so everyone gets their share. And people are like, as our master is slowly dipping into the horizon, people are gathering closer to this place. And people from the temple are getting out to get food, as it's not made into the ventilated catacombs. Oh, slightly ventilated catacombs. It's not out in the open. And people are dirtied and hungry. And the food are rationed. But everyone seems to get, well, nearly what they need. As there are like a few, the outskirts, just outside, there's like a few brawls that could be heard bumping into the wall probably about food. As the smart ones will not go out there, but the bold ones, they will bet their food. But yeah. And Architax, would you like to do something here and there? Are you getting out, or are you studying further?
Oh,
Or-
getting some food.
Okay, you can just see people, all these people talking to each other. There's like a closer, knitting of the community that is Flame Dance, as orcs and Negali are speaking with people outside of their community. Though they're no drinks, people seem to have idle conversation, tired, and enjoying the sweet tunes of Akrova. And Akrova, there's like few small things people are like coming up to you with for this music. You can see like a few like copper rings. Copper rings is what they use to have necklaces around their fingers. That's the currency really. But they're like coming up with you like small what they have, smiling at you. Like, yeah, you can see a sprite coming. It has like an arm ring, like takes it off and like hands it to you as you're speaking at your. So thank you.
Oh, he thanks them graciously and takes them in kind and places them in satchel.
Maybe other traders will come by, but please continue on.
Oh, I will. Long into the night. Sleep soundly as these sounds rouse your dreams, and listen to the tales that this song sings of. Yes, hear the tale of a man whose wings of flame drenched into a storm of locusts, and slayed many upon them.
And he like smiles up at you and bows and then walks back, and you can see he has like a family there enjoying around a bowl of soup, all of them. The spices seem to be getting the most of the food in size, proportions.
He smiles and he puts on a little bit of showmanship as he makes those rounds across this area, smiling, maybe do a little flexing as he plays a bit. You know, these little jingles that get up in high pitch, trying to uplift spirits in these dire times.
You can see. Oh, you can take it away as.
I watch from afar, I sort of shuffle up out of the tree, the great home, and I see the many pots and the many smaller camps that I've developed out here. And I see Arkova, Eros, and then it takes me a few moments, but then I see Kuro there. And perhaps some of you will catch me glimpsing as I move about. I don't go towards the pots where the meat's being served or anything like that. No, I already have an apple in my hand. I'm already just like I just sort of walk up and outside, just looking about and moving. Eventually, almost like stalking, snaking through the crowds. At the end of the great song that Arkova plays, there's that cold draft, sends some goosebumps up your arm, Arkova. As you bow, and people are clapping. Oh, wonderful! But then you feel that cold draft blow through over you, and it blows past you, and it goes over Eros, and even Kuro. As I draw a bit closer, I wait.
Well,
You see me like sitting there amongst the crowd, looking at you, Okova, like as if I was waiting until your performance is done.
when that happens, he feels that chill up his spine. It kind of shimmies as he stands up erect. Turns around. There you are, Kuro. I mean, not Kuro. Apatax. But he'll gesture to you, Kuro, to come over, and then to Eros as well, as he makes his way over to you, Apatax. And as he does, you'll notice that he'll kind of just clasp his arms and kind of rum up a bit, try to get that cold off.
Bring my hand up towards you all. I see the pots are active upon your arrival.
Yes. Why don't you have yourself a bowl, and you may smile for the first time in your life. Your
Yes.
cheeks may crack.
Take it into and grow in the strength provided by the hunt.
There are so many hungry mouths. It would be improper to not put them before myself, for I already have some food. But if there is a time that is now that you wish to speak, I would very much enjoy speaking with you all in a brief pause from your admirations. I look at you, Eros, and I look towards some of the other people in the crowd looking at you, like, I look back at you.
I smile at you. The choice of your word, it pleases me clearly.
Arkova, perhaps a time for rest.
That beast was quite heavy to bring in all this way. He kind of rotates his shoulders a bit. I could use a bit of rest.
Let us meet Kuro, your hut. It is close by here, is it not?
Yes. I actually look over, and it's like shadowy, but it's sort of visible. Yes. We shall meet there. We'll share drinks, and really, before you go, Apatax, you should stop busying yourself with Seder food. Point to that apple, and have yourself a bowl. I know that your people will partake of the flesh of an animal once in a while. It builds strength and vigor. You're looking pallid, if that were possible. And I reach out at first to like touch, but then I pull away as I feel that coldness, and like my white foxtail behind me is like poofed up, in like distress and cold.
I thank you for your worry, Kuro. Perhaps I will partake. And then I slowly, like, as if ignoring what you said, I slowly start shuffling towards towards that hovel off in the distance.
His laughter was the most distressing thing I've seen all day, and we killed a two-faced creature out in the woods.
At that, our Arkova kind of looks at you, and at first there is no expression, but then all of a sudden, oh, girl, and he like pats you firmly on the back. That's a good one.
Oh, yes. Now we got a proper laugh. Chase that other one away.
So we're there at the hut, and a fire going, perhaps a bit away from some of the many people. I sit down. I see that your hunt was quite obviously successful. Do you think that you will be venturing back into the wood again? Make this a recurring effort?
Yes, most definitely. Taking part in the hunt is sacred and a well bonding experience for all of us. It shall provide them with lingering hope, food, strength for their bodies and bones.
And perhaps a quench of justice as well. For upon those woods the Duke Set lay, the ones with curved knives, who brought terror to these streets not long ago.
Oh.
How do you know this, Akova?
I interrogated one,
You did?
with proper permission, of course.
When you had learned this, I had spoken with Ferrum, spoken with Human. I had tried to speak to Duke Sit, but it was difficult. Surely this was difficult for you, yes, Akova?
Oh, it kind of just leans back at this point. That was a little difficult, but I have a way with words. Um, I understand the language, not theirs, of course, but the language that we all understand, which is death.
Yeah, Sindarian. I had found it difficult at first, as you all know. As I'm speaking Sindarian.
Yeah, he just starts nodding to you. Yes, Sindarian. Yes, they understand that, and they understood more from me as well.
Do you think, and I look to Eros at this, do you think that if on your hunt you were to find these Duke Sit with curved blades, if you were to bring them back?
You're going to eat them. I'm sure they're very tasty.
If you wish. If that is part of your secret hunt, Eros.
You will eat them. Most interesting to see. Yes, well.
Oh, no, I will not eat them.
That's what I ask you. If you will take in the Ducatsid fatted hot flesh, boiled into a pudding, and fed unto you, my orcish companion. Yes. So good to make you so strong and smell so sweet. Yes.
But if you were to find them in the wood, I look to the others. What would you do with them?
Well,
if you know where they are, Akova.
Yes, for this strange cult out there that has procured curved knives and set to use them about Fey and human flesh, orcish flesh, you remember the things they did to your people. I think that this cult needs to be snuffed out. We need proof that they are the ones causing such evils around here. They are the ones killing patrols of the Force Watch out there in the woods. Now, if we could remove them from the picture, then the rest of the ducks sit here, the ones of simple mind and comely face and attractive body, then they will be left in peace. And I don't like seeing the Fae being abused in such a way. I don't like seeing the Fae fighting Fae. Aside from, of course, satyrs, and one assumes a Freyine. Not that I've met one, but they seem most disagreeable individuals from the tales that I've been told.
Akova, do you know where in the wood? It is a large place.
No, I did not know The exact spot.
Hmm.
But I think that it cannot be too far. But I'll tell you this, when I find them, he begins to nod his head and crack his knuckles. There
And
will be men.
I look at you and I slowly look at Eros as I say, perhaps not a difficult job for a hunter to find their
Yeah.
tracks.
If you want us to find these ducats set for you and your purposes, I suppose that we can begin to track them down. It is not a game of trickery you need play, but simply a straightforward request. We will offer up these tricksters the altar of your desire.
Hmm. It is not, I do not mean to speak of trickery. And I look at you three. There's more of respect. I do not see you all as servants to go and hunt and kill. No, no, you are all yourself. You're all your own.
Yes,
I wish to.
I hope you do not see me, the flame dancer, as your servant. That would be most egregious of you.
Of course.
Yes, not a single one of us here is a servant. And I stand up proudly, or sit proudly in my filthy hovel, and the grass tea has been passed around.
I nod at you.
I simply like to spend my days playing, but there is a fire burning within, and I'm going to quench it, one way or another. And those Duxet will be the cause of it, and I will quench it through their blood. And
Yes, it
perhaps
is.
then I can find some rest.
He
kind of stares at the fire, reflecting off of his eyes.
Yes, it is a sad thing, Arkova, but this flame seeks to burn you. And to put it out first, I see no sin in retaliating first, as it were.
Perhaps I would like to accompany you three in this, but I am no hunter. And I feel I would only slow you down.
That is fine. I am a hunter, and you have many skills that are useful. Perhaps on the morrow we will set out upon this task. You have provided me with a great deal of healing in times I have needed it. You made preparations in the way for my resurrection even, so therefore I shall be happy to aid you in the quest you seek for vengeance, though I myself do not honor vengeance, do not give credence or strength to such things, such creatures. If you do, and if you will, then I shall play part upon your game. But once game is sated and satisfied, once finished conclusion draws near, then we shall put purpose to the building that you spoke of earlier, and grand temple shall rise to name of flame dancer, and it shall smell just so sweet.
You will have many hands to help you in this task, Eros. I see this very clear.
You can see like a few humans just very very close to your proximity when you're like looking, and they like move slowly a little bit away, like stalking a bit.
Thank you for doing this. Many orcs, they do not wish to ask for others in such tasks.
Yes. Well, you have aided me, and therefore I shall aid you in your quest. You do not need to ask again, and if you need anything in the future, just bring direct word. Do not attempt to need subterfuge, no apply manipulation. I shall aid you, and I believe Quiro and Arkova will as well, upon many tasks that you would put at.
Yes, those who hunt magi offend me greatly, and though I realize that some orcs, just some, mind you, are not magi, they are hunted just the same, and they should be protected. They should be saved from this persecution. I think there's three orcs that are not magi.
You've healed my wounds, given me shelter. Your people have been kind and understanding. All the people here have been a delight to be around. I feel as if I have found a home in some means. I have made fast friends, looking around to you all. And those who would do harm to them, he just takes his fist, bam, smashes them up against each other. They will soon be dealing with me. Those Duke Set out there in those woods of whispering, they will deal with me. They will find the hard way of what happens when you mess with Arkova and his friends, and those of Flame Dance as well. Yes, an umbrella, if you will. A vast scape, like a large tree. They begins to think about it as if some song can be sown from that.
I nod.
And I guess it's time for soliloquies. As you all look into the night, the sun is down, and twilight is playing upon the sky as the moon leer at truth. Take it away, Kruger.
And as I felt its flesh begin to quiver, and as I felt my hand press against its throat, that Duke Set spilled forth truth, and I squeezed it out. Yes, I am one step closer. I can feel it in my bones, I do, yes. But those words were unsettling. I shouldn't have been there, a part of the plan. What plan involved the death of my father? I'll beat it all out of them. And if no truth can be garnered, then there will only be vengeance, which will be had one way or another through their blood and their busted bones and scattered brains and scattered bodies. I will beat them, I will kill them, and I will eat them, and their hearts will satiate my flame within. Yes, I will imbibe their strength within me, for I have earned that, not only for me, but for my father as well, and for all those in Flame Dance whose blades you have sunk into. You are cruelty incarnate. You've done harm to all those that I care for. I will not stand by for it. You will feel the fury of this mountain, and I shall crash upon you. Like the waves upon the shore, I will be relentless. You think you will know what fury is? You have yet to meet Arkova. As he stares into those flames, his body tenses up, and that bone that he had that he was picking his teeth begins to grind it and breaking it into his fists. As a little bit of blood drips from those palms onto the soil below, a reminder that all things have a cost, and perhaps those visions above of a predestined death linger in the back of his mind, an ember, if you will.
Oh, I saw them. I saw So many of those corpses, reduced almost to a skeleton. Nothing but bits of blood here and there still left on the body, devoured almost completely, as if an ogre had set upon them. But they were the tiny insects, these things that you should not fear by themselves, but in this swarm it was like an invading army. We have sustained such death and casualties here. I saw the horror. I saw the pain. I saw the loss. And yet, I had one singular thought. And I shift my perception to look as an oracle can to see the streams of time. And zooming by us, myself, my compatriots, and every single person in Flame Dance, every single person in Kvega Thale, tiny mathematical symbols, the tiniest of spirits, for we are always, always within time, always within the stream, unable to escape. I could not help but think about predestination, fate, destiny, call it what you will. Are we slaves to this thing? Did this have to happen? Was there no other way? When I saw Eros fall, burning like an ember, I felt the fear grip my heart. Was he dead? I had thought him someone to rise to impossible heights, to do impossible things, and he did them. But then he fell, burning. But Apotax was there, and he saw his breath. He kept him alive. Was it his fate to die there? To die for us, and he rebuked it. He looked and he saw his own death, and he said, "No, this will not do. I am Eros Adonis, and I will continue burning on and on." Can we break away from the chains of fate and time in such a way? Here, in Flame Dance, a place unlike any other, is this a place where we can break free, make something new, something the likes of which history and the world has never seen? But it was so burned, it's almost destroyed. And yet, do the farmers here not burn their croplands every once in a while? They say it puts some of the nutrients back in the soil. The orcs will do it. When they've harvested crops enough, sometimes they'll burn them away. It does something to the land and allows for new growth and new life. Is that what I've witnessed here in Flame Dance? Burning away the old to make room for the new. If that's so, it must be our destiny, my destiny, to build something new here, to build a new world, a new tower, a new Kikilia. It calls out to me. Kikilia will rise, and I believe the cleansing flames have paved the way. And yet, if this was fated, what about all them poor souls that were just skeletons grinning up at me from their bloody resting places? They were fated. They had no choice. They were going to die, and nothing would change it. But I lived. Yes, I swear I will rage against fate, and I'll be the one to survive. I'll be the one to be part of the rebirth, and I'll never be like them. And I ruminate one last time upon those grinning skeletons that I saw in the streets.
Have awoken to seemingly a new world that whispered upon the wind. It shocked me back to life with burning radiance and brilliance. I see now the value of relationship. For so very, very long I struggled with the others of this world that walked with minds in their skulls. I stared at them as if a distant stranger, as if an alien sojourner. But now I seem to believe I am beginning to figure them out. Each and every one of them with their own hopes and fears, with their desires for revenge. It is all so very, very interesting, how such things weave together and form that tapestry which is them. Yes, and perhaps sewn into the center of that tapestry shall be the burning, flaming wings of Eros Adonis. Yes, it is easy to place oneself inside the heart of others, and I shall paint with colors that will not fade. For I shall never run. I shall earn each and every heart. I shall bring them what they need, as if I was a god who was there, a god who cared. I shall bring them sweet smells, I shall bring them meat, full bellies, and spectacle. I shall make flame dance a wonder the world over, and they shall see there is truth in my spark of genius. Oh, I feel it already, scintillating through my core and reaching into my marrow, to the deepest depths of me. That darkness seems to be accompanied by them with whispers and ruminations in their minds and thoughts. There is love that burns within them, and I burn for their love, and I shall exalt in what they give me and climb higher and higher. And I shall allow them to be pulled along with me to elevate in station. They shall share in my greatness. For I have found in my glimpsed vision from above something different. I have found a reason to love. This is my city. These are my people. And I am theirs.
They clutter at our walls, they step upon the ground and grass and dirt, they walk into our sacred home. We watch after them, we feed them, give them drink, food, we remedy their wounds. They don't understand. They don't know the stone that they pass by, the ground that they walk on. They don't. Seem strange. Seems so strange. They feel. I cannot guide these other things. They will not listen to my visage. They will listen to one like themselves. Something that they have a strange look towards, something they sing about, calling a flame dancer. How interesting. How interesting they look at that one, how they whisper to one another as it passes by. They seem to bathe in its aura. And the others as well seem to have fallen thrall to the vacant scent of this child of darkness. How luring it is. I wonder if it is the darkness in their hearts, their need to survive, and they cling to anything that is willing to grant them such. But why wouldn't they listen to me? Why wouldn't they listen to the orcs? Perhaps the king, this King Deliria, listens to the matron. Perhaps There are some that do learn, that understand, but for the rest, I'll have to push, assist, make sure they do not hurt themselves, make sure that they suffer what their fathers and mothers, creators have done before them. Oh, they do not know. I cannot put my rage upon them. I cannot be mad towards them. How could they know? The Flame Dancer is the catalyst to all of this. Its body, its face, something about it seems to attract all these others. Listens to its words. Yes. This, I'm sure the matron you are ensuring our survival. Your sister, although her blasphemous markings upon her face, I'm sure you have your wisdom. But you are not like me. You don't understand. How could you? The other side that beckons. The Flame Dancer is the catalyst. It is the key to all of this to ensure our safety. We mustn't allow their blades to be turned upon our walls.
And thank you all for watching, and bye with it Ring of Fire. It's awesome, and yeah,
Try twice.
especially for Christmas.